There are 3 easy steps in creating your resume link. Let me show you how.
Step 1. Register. Go to www.jobs180.com using any browser and click Register Now. Fill out all the information needed. In choosing your resume link, use your full name so that it looks professional and it's easy to recall by potential employers. For example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz.jobs180.com. Step 2. Create and design. When creating your resume, make sure to complete your personal information and upload your profile picture. One of the highlights of the resume link is the portfolio section. In the portfolio section, you can show off your skills by uploading samples of your work like documents, pictures, videos, and your social media links.
Your resume link also features different themes and you can upload a cover photo. This is a combination of a cover letter and a social network cover photo. Here is an example. You can also download a copy of your resume link and print it. Step 3. Apply for a job. There are many ways to apply with your resume link.
First is browsing the job recommendations in your Jobs 180 dashboard.
If you're qualified, click Submit Resume Link. So what are you waiting for? Dress up your next generation resume, stand out brightly among the competitive job seekers in the market, and win the heart of your future employers using Resume Link.
Change. It happens when you least expect it, but also when you embrace it. At Accenture, we help the world's biggest brands thrive through change. Our people combine technology and creativity, expertise and experience, learning and collaboration, passion and purpose to make a difference for our clients, their customers, our company, and our communities. Behind every great change is a great human. Bring your skills, your curiosity, and your true self to your work every day. Let's do incredible things. Let's deliver on the promise of technology and human ingenuity.
All right, so good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Jobs180.com's Marketing Me Live at Lyceum of the Philippines University, Batangas, 4th Career Congress. So today we will be joined by speakers from Jobs180.com, Spirit Philippine Airlines, Orpal Express, Cebu Pacific, ASPAC Philippines, and Mang Inasal. So before we start, may we invite everybody for the opening prayer.
Almighty Father, we raise our hearts to you in gratitude for the years of meaningful existence of LPU as an institution devoted to quality education that seeks to develop the competence and shape the character and values of our youth. We thank you for your love and the many blessings you have given to LPU. Help us to show our gratitude by loving and caring for each other, by following your holy will as we seek for truth, by using the talents you have given us in serving God and our fellow men, by sharing our successes with others, and by glorifying you in all our achievements. Heavenly Father, we entrust our university to your fatherly care and protection as we humbly pray. Bless and protect the LPU community, our board chair and board members, our president and our university officials, our teachers and staff, our students and their parents, our alumni and industry partners, our local and international partners in quality assurance, our adopted communities, and our respective families. We also pray for our national leaders that through their exemplary leadership, they may lead our country to progress, preserving the Christian values and ideals of a democratic society. We pray especially that our dear founders may enjoy everlasting peace. We ask all these in confidence through your Son, Jesus Christ, our Redeemer and our Savior. Amen.
All right. So again, welcome everyone. Ready na ba kayo? By the way, my name is Joyce from jobs180.com. I will be your today's host, and we are live via Jobs180 Facebook and Jobs180 YouTube page. And we hope that everybody is excited to learn new things today. All right. So to officially start today's session, may I invite Mr. Frederick Badillo, Senior Vice President and VP for Finance, for the inspirational message.
Good day, everyone. It is my pleasure once again to be part of this event and to warmly welcome you all to our virtual career congress for our graduating students and even alumni under the College of International Hospitality Management, or CITHM. Well, as we all know, among the industries that were badly affected during the height of the pandemic are the hotel, airline, and tourism industries. Many of these establishments were closed for health and safety reasons. But thank God that this situation now has significantly improved and the restrictions have been eased, allowing most of the establishments now to operate at 100% capacity. And because of that, we are gradually going back to the old normal, but still observing some health and safety protocols like wearing a face mask. More people now are going out with their friends, families, and loved ones. People have been deprived of going out to visit different places. That's why we already anticipated that once the situation has improved, the industries that will immediately recover are those that have something to do with traveling, leisure, and tourist destinations. In fact, I am now in Spain, together with some other LPU officials, to attend training regarding our cooperation or tie-up with University of Alicante, which we hope to benefit our students. This is a clear manifestation that the tourism industry, as well as the hotel and airline industries, is booming once again, giving more job opportunities for our HRM and tourism graduates and graduating students. So this is a very opportune time for our graduating HRM and tourism students, since a lot of job opportunities now are awaiting you. And of course, in our university, we are here to assist you on that aspect. That's why we are having now this Career Congress to prepare you for the job screenings and the actual world of work. And we are very fortunate since our partner, Jobs.180, which is a very popular online technology or platform for manpower recruitment, is always providing assistance to us by giving talks and presentations to our graduating students and alumni and providing them valuable information and even tips on how to prepare and project yourself when applying for a job. They are also inviting some of the reputable industry partners or establishments to be our speakers also. And this Career Congress is just a preparatory for our job fair, which is being held twice a year. One in the mid-academic year, and the other one is at the end of the academic year. We want to make sure that you are fully prepared and you are fully aware of the things that you need to do and the requirements that you should comply with when you apply for a job, because we want all of you to pass and get employed and eventually become successful professionals in your respective field of specialization. LPU is always here to support and give you assistance on your future career. And for that matter, I would like to thank our CDAP office headed by Dr. Alex Ilagan for arranging this activity and for all the assistance they are providing to our graduating students and alumni. And also to Dr. Ryan Mejia and Dr. Pemeñez for allowing and encouraging our HRM and tourism graduating students to attend our activity today. Our special thanks also to Jobs.180, with special mention to Mr. Kim Chua, who has always been our source speaker for our Career Congress. And also to all our partner establishments for always supporting us in all our undertakings related to career development and job opportunities. And to our graduating students and alumni here, as I said earlier, we want all of you to become successful professionals or even entrepreneurs in the future. So always give your best and apply the knowledge and skills that you learned from our university to the best of your abilities. Our university is always here to support you, but a big part of your success lies in your determination, hard work, and passion to become successful individuals in the future. So with that, I wish you all good luck and success in your future undertakings. Maraming salamat po, and God bless everyone.
All right, so thank you so much for that, Mr. Frederick Badillo. And as usual, for Audience Day, please comment your name, your year, and your course. And if you have questions later on, please type them in so we can answer them after the talk. Again, for Audience today, please comment your name, your year, and your course. And if you have questions later on, please type them in so we can answer them after the talk. And please don't forget to tag and share this to your friends too. So kung wala pa sila dito, tawagin nyo na. Nakakapanghinayang naman if may miss nila itong opportunity na ito, since marami tayong invited speakers for today. Yan. So, and for today's schedule, so we have tips to ace your job interview, which will be discussed by Inspirelaya. We also have a ResumeLink, which will be discussed by jobs180.com. And we also have industry expectations or panel discussion by Philippine Airlines or PAL Express. We also have the Cebu Pacific. and ASPAC Philippines and Mang Inasal. Ayan. So marami po tayong invited speakers for today. So kung wala pa dito ang inyong mga kaklase, please tawagin niyo na. Sabay-sabay tayong makinig at matuto. Ayan. So ini-invite pa natin itong mga speakers na ito sa mga iba't ibang industry na ito. So please. Okay? So to start our session for today, may we invite our first speaker for today's session who will talk about tips to ace your job interview. We have the candidate engagement from Inspiralaya. He took up mass communications from Negros Oriental State University and have been part of recruitment for 6 years now. Started working as CSR and was absorbed under sourcing. Meeting and interacting with exciting personality made him stay. He likes to watch movies and enjoys drinking coffee a lot. And he just celebrated his 4th year with Inspiro, and his new achievement excites him more. Again, the candidate engagement from Inspiralaya, Mr. Kevin Verwasa. Hi, Sir Kevin. Good afternoon
Hi,
po.
Miss Joyce. Good afternoon po.
Good afternoon, sir. Can we now test your share screen, sir?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Okay, so I'm loading. Ayan, sir, it's up po. So if you're ready, sir, I'll see you after 20 minutes for the Q&A. Good luck, Sir Kevin.
All right, thank you, Miss Joyce. Right. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Kevin. Miss Joyce already introduced me. So again, I'm part of the candidate engagement, and I'm currently handling Pasig side. So this afternoon, I'll be discussing to you some interview tips, as well as for you how to pass your interview for your application later on. Okay, I'll start with my first slide. So here, why fit in when you were born to stand out by Dr. Seuss or Dr. Seuss? Now, interview for this job is very competitive affair, especially amidst the pandemic. When many people lost their job, or like small businesses had to close down their small business, big corporations and public organizations receive more job applications than ever. Now, it's not easy to get a job, but it's not also easy for the hiring managers to decide who they will invite for like a face-to-face interview or for an online interview. So some of the trickiest interview questions to answer are the ones that are about you, not your skills or experience necessarily, but who you are as a candidate and as a person. So one of the toughest question, or considers the toughest question, is what can you do better for us than other candidate? Or another variation for that question is why should we pick you instead of someone else? So for this question, you really need to focus on the skills that you have, on the experiences that you have, or what can you offer for that company that you are applying for. So you really need to hard sell yourself if you really wanted to get that job. Okay. Now, next slide would be how do you stand out or here. So for you to stand out, you need the skills, qualifications, accomplishments, attitude towards work. So for this slide that I've mentioned, the impressions you make on the interviewer can often outweigh your credentials, your poise, your basic social skills, and ability to communicate are evaluated along with your experience and education. So the interviewer must engage in a conversation, like a mutual engage of information and ideas. So only through such as a dialogue can you both determine if you and the organization and the job that you're applying for are well matched. So always remember that preparations is the key. So if you're applying for a job, just make sure that your skills are matched for that specific industry. So for example, if you're applying in a BPO, there are some specific qualifications that they're looking at. Depends on what account that you're applying for. Or if you're applying for another industries like travel and hospitality management, you will not put in your resume the skills and qualifications that are not related to that position that you're applying for or to that job. So if you're applying for a travel account or a hospitality industry, then in your resume there should be the skills that are related to hospitality or related to travel. Like if you have awards related to bartending, if you have experience or training related to travel, then those are the information that you put in your resume. Do not include those hiking. Do not input those skills that are not related to the job that you're applying for. Okay. Now, when it comes to accomplishments, if you have awards to this kind of industry, let's just say you have work experience in a fast food restaurant, you were awarded as, let's just say, top employer or top employee for that consecutive months or for that year, then you include that in your resume. Now, when it comes to attitude towards work, you must be ready when it comes to stress, depression, and pressure because that is part of your daily life if ever you will be working. Okay? Now, next slide would be preparing for an interview question. Now, okay. So I have six here for you to prepare for an interview. First is practice and prepare. Now, if you're applying for a certain company, you need to review the typical job questions an employer asks, and you need to practice your answers. Your answer should also emphasize the skills that are most important to the employer and relevant to the positions that you're applying for. If you are applying for an airline industry, then you should focus on the skills that they are looking at. Do not focus on writing skills. Do not focus on journalism since you are not applying for a newspaper or you're not applying as a radio disc jockey or you're not applying as an anchor in a television. So you should put some of the information that are related to that job. Okay. Be sure to review the job postings, make a list of the requirements, and make sure to match them to your experience. Second, research the company. So do your homework and research the employer in the industry so you are ready for the interview questions. So what do you know about this company? So if these questions are not asked, you should try to demonstrate what you know about the company on your own because that's also a plus point to the company or to the interviewer. Like if they are not asking you the questions, but you were able to discuss some or you were able to give some of the informations about the company, that's a plus point to your application. Okay. Now next, get ready ahead of time. Get ready ahead of time. So don't wait until the last minute to pick out like the interview outfit, the extra copy of your resume. So you should always be ready. So like have one good interview outfit ready so you can interview on short notice without having to worry about the attire to wear or like what should you wear during the interview. If you're interviewing virtually, have all the technology set and ready in advance. Do a trial run as much as possible to check if your internet is working, if your laptop is working, or if your cell phone is okay. Next, be on time. So be on time for the interview. On time means 5 to 10 minutes early. If you need to travel for the interview for the location ahead of time, so you can know where exactly where you are going or how long would it take to get there. Now, take into account the time of your interview so you can adjust the local traffic patterns at the time. Give yourself a few extra minutes to visit the restroom, check your outfit, and also you need to calm your nerves. Because during the interview, there are times that we get nervous, we don't know what to do, we lost, like, supposedly we need to answer these questions, but we forgot some of those. Okay? Now, next would be follow up after the interview. So during the interview, try to make a follow up, thank you note regarding to your interest in this position. If the interviewer asks you, do you have any questions? You need to ready yourself. You need to ask questions to the interviewer that is like showing interest, that you are interested to that industry or you are interested to that company. Because if you say no, I don't have any questions. Okay, so like as an interviewer, if I am the interviewer, it would say, okay, she's not that interested or he's not that interested because he doesn't have any questions. Like for the salary, like what are the jobs, like how stressful the job is. So you should always be ready when it comes to follow-up questions. Okay? Now, next slide would be the job interview, importance of manners and etiquette. Right. Okay. Next. Oops. Give me a chance. All right. Now, for the interview etiquette, we have five here. The first one is you need to greet your interviewer. So during the interview, it is very important to greet the interviewers. If ever your name will be called, you don't just sit there and just wait for the interviewer, but you greet them right away. Once you sit or once you get in the room, you greet the interviewers. Okay. Second, make sure your phone is off. During the interview, it's not really necessary because there are times that the interviewer or during the interview your phone is not silent, so the interview might cut off, or that might ruin your interview as well, because you need to be professional. If you're applying for a job, you have to make sure that everything is okay, that your interview is okay, or your answers are okay. Okay. Now, look people in the eye and don't forget to smile. During the interview, also, that's one. You need to make sure that you are looking at the person, or you are looking at the interviewer, and do not forget to smile. Because if you are not smiling, meaning that you are nervous the whole interview, and the interviewer might notice that you are nervous. So I'm not saying that most, but if ever the interview notice that you are nervous, there are times that they throw questions that might ruin your interview. If you're smiling during the interview, that would lessen the nervousness that you have, or that would make the interview, or your interviewer and you, the conversation might, you might have a good conversation with your interviewer if you kept on smiling. So do not forget to smile. Now, pursue the job even if your interview is going badly. Now, for this one, if you think that you are like the answers that you are telling to the interviewer is already far from the questions that he or she is asking for, just continue. Do not, you know, um, do not be disappointed of your answers, but just go on with the flow. Just kept on answering. Just go on, because even if your answers are far from the questions, at least you were able to give some. You were able to give some answers, or you were able to um, like give sentences, because not all the interviews will just based on the questions, but also based on the communication skills. So let's just say your answer is far, but during that interview you are very good when it comes to communication skills, still that matters. Okay. Now, next is promptly send a thank you note after your interview. So after your interview, do not forget to say thank you. Or if you are doing it virtually, do not forget to send a thank you note to the interviewer, because that would also it's an additional points to us, or for us an interviewer, like, okay, she's very interested to this interview, she thanked me or he thanked me. So always remember that whatever you do in an interview, it's always a plus point. Always do a positive one. Okay. Now, things you should not do on an interview. So I have four here. First one is don't falsify information. So answer questions truthfully and as close to the point as possible. So explain and describe things about yourself that are related to the possession, or to that offer, and truly reflect your past experience. If you are being probed in an area that is not your strength, be honest and let your interviewer know that you are not willing to work on, and how you can fill up those skills or this area. So follow that with strengths you have in other area that you can bring to the table. Okay. So if the interviewer, like, do you know how to write, or do you know how to create or do you know how to swim? Let's just say for a travel industry, do you know how to swim? Do not say, yes, I know how to swim. You should inform them that, okay, I don't know how to swim, but I am willing to be trained. I am willing to join swimming lesson, something like that. I don't know how to cook, but I am willing to join cooking lesson. I am willing to join testa, something like this, or something like that. Because if you are true to yourself, if you are being honest to the interviewer, it's a plus point. Again, it's a plus point to you. Because before we encounter some of the applicants who falsified their information, even the skills, they copy the resume of the others. When we ask this information, okay, now we normally caught them that the information that they have is from their cousins or from their friends, or the resume that they have, they just edit the name, the schools, something like that. So make sure that your resume, the one in your resume, should always be true and correct. Okay. No, don't speak over the interview. Now, don't speak over the oops, sorry. Now, it is important to be a good listener as well as a good speaker or a good speaker. It shows that you are respectful and have strong interpersonal skills. If you are interviewing via a video platform, remember that there might or there will be slightly time delay. So avoid rushing to answer a questions in case your interviewer hasn't finished speaking. Always let your interviewer finish the question before you answer. Okay? Or if you are not sure if the interviewer is not done yet, you verify. Like, okay, are you done, ma'am, with the question? Um, can I start answering that question? You need to verify. Okay? Also, it's good that you listen first to the questions, because there are some interviewers that once they give you questions, they have another follow-up question. So always listen. It is always, or it's a good to be a listener at the same time as speaker. Okay. Next is don't assume it isn't an interview. So for this part, regardless of what interview stage you are at or who you are meeting with, it might be over a coffee, a few drinks, virtual, or let's just say just labeled as final chat. It is used as an opportunity to assess your suitability for the potential role. So always make sure to be ready for an interview, regardless of who you are with or where you are with during the interview. Okay? Now, don't let any past rejections infringe your future ones. So finding a new job can be taxing. Make sure you approach every interview as a new opportunity and learn from the past interview mistakes. So if you think that if you have several interviews lined up, try to have some space between them and ensure that you are at your best. So always give your best during your initial interview. Don't lose hope. Let's just say you have rejected how many times, but always be positive, because not all interviews or not all job is meant for you. You might be or there might be a specific job which you might in, or which is better from the previous company that you are applying for. Okay. Now, during the interview questions, just to give you an idea, it's not always, or there is no pattern during the interview. We will always base on what is on the resume, or we will always base on the information that you will discuss or you will give during your interview. Okay. Now, when we ask, tell me something about yourself, you should not discuss those informations that are already in your resume. Give us something that are not there. Give us something about your hobbies, your skills, your past experiences that are not in your resume, your awards during your let's just say in school. If you have awards that are related to that industry that you're applying for, then disclose that during your interview. Okay. Do not summarize what is on your resume already, because during the interview, we will just keep on probing. We will just kept on asking questions based on what you answered. All right. Now, next would be here. So I will leave you this one, this note. Oops. So as you go on an interview, understand that fate is in your hands. Believe in yourself and your potential, and success shall be yours. So again, it's just a matter of how you trust yourself during your interview. It's just a matter of how you will bring the best out of you during the interview. It's not a like your fate, or let's just say it's not in the interviewer but in yourself. During the interview, always impress the interviewer. Impress yourself as much as possible. If you think you already did your best, then it's up to you, or it's up to the interviewer to judge you during your interview. Okay. Um, so I guess that's it on my end when it comes to tips on the interview, unless you have questions. And by the way, if you guys are interested to apply, we do have a lot of accounts right now. We have an opening for a travel account. So we have 4 travel accounts that are open for Inspiro. So we have 2 international travel accounts and 2 local travel accounts. So I think for the local accounts, you are familiar since we only have few airlines here in the Philippines. So you might know some. For the international accounts, you might also be familiar with the travel account that we have. So when it comes to qualifications for the travel account, we are not very strict as long as they completed 2 years in college or college graduate when it comes to travel. When it comes to skills, as long as they have good communication skills, they are ready when it comes to booking. They have idea about Galileo. They have idea about Amadeus. I know during your internship you were able to encounter those kinds of booking applications. So if you have those skills, or if you have idea about using those tools, then you can apply with Inspiro and be part of our travel account. Okay, so you can apply. If you're interested to apply with Inspiro, you can just visit jobs180.com/Inspiro. So that's it. That's the end of my presentation. If you have questions, just let me know that.
All right. So thank you so much, Sir Kevin, for discussing and sharing tips about how to ace the job interview. So guys, if you have questions, the floor is now open for questions. So please type in your questions so we can answer them. We will try to answer all your questions. So if you have questions regarding the topic na diniscuss ni Sir Kevin will try to answer all. Okay? So, habang naghihintay po tayo ng question from the audience, sir, ako na po munang mauna habang
Sige.
naghihintay sila ng, habang nag-iisip sila ng kanilang question. So, first po is it okay to do the interview in Taglish, and what is the practice in Inspire?
Okay. Well, depends, Miss. For that question, it depends on what account they are applying for. Because for Inspiro, we do have international accounts and local accounts. So for the international accounts, of course, they are not allowed to speak in Taglish or in Tagalog. It should be straight in English. But if ever they are applying for a local account, it's okay to speak in Tagalog. Depends on the interviewer. If they will be asked to speak in Tagalog, or if ever they will be asked to speak in English, then they should follow what is asked by the interviewer. But there were times, or we normally ask them to speak in Tagalog just to make sure that though we are like Filipino, there are some applicants who are not that good in terms of Tagalog communication skills. So we need to make sure that they are good when it comes to English at the same time in Tagalog. But for us, in Spiro, we ask them it's either Tagalog or English.
All right. Thank you, sir. So, we have a question from the audience from Sir Jules Bautista. Okay. Um, Thank you so much for the well-delivered talk, sir. Do we need to shortlist career-related achievements and awards for the interview?
For that question, yes. Again, depends on what account you are applying for. But make sure to be ready. As I've mentioned earlier, you need to prepare those information. If ever you're applying for this industry and those career-related achievement of yours or awards can be a great help, then you should put that on your resume. If that is not related to the industry, then no need to put those achievements. Because to some industry it might not be a great help, but to some it can. It can be a great help to some industries.
All right. So thank you, Sir Jules. We hope Sir Kevin answered your questions. No, question na. So next, Sir, guys, it's okay tanong lang kayo ng questions. Okay. So next question, Sir, is kanina nabanggit natin yung pag-follow up ng application. So when should I follow up po my application?
Okay. For follow-up application, you can do it after your interview. If ever the interviewer will inform you that we will just inform you with the result after an hour or after a day. If ever you did not get any response yet from the employer, then you need to like after a day or after 2 days, you follow up because there are times that the interviewer or the employer might forgot because of like a lot of things that they are doing or because they make some of the papers or the resumes, then you do it on your own. Because if you follow up the employer, it shows that you are interested to that company.
All right. Thank you, sir. Okay. So next po is all right. So my question po from the audience, from Sir Dondon Sena. So with the current situation of pandemic still transitioning into endemic state, is the hospitality industry now ready to accommodate new workers of fresh graduates?
For that question, Miss, I would say yes. I think and I believe that hotel industries or the hospitality industry right now are preparing to accommodate fresh graduate because we really need to boom our economics. We really need to make sure that our economics or our hospitality industry will go back to normal. And we need to welcome investors. We need to welcome foreigners or tourists. Nowadays, there are a lot of tourist spots who are opening. So I believe that these kinds of industries are already entertaining fresh graduates. They are just like let's just say preparing, like what are the qualifications they're looking at for the openings. So we just need to, I believe we just need to wait for the hospitality industry to announce because we don't know when it might or what month it will be. But I know that anytime this year, they will welcome like those students who are part of the hospitality industry or travel industry.
Mm-mm. All right. So thank you, Sir Kevin. Don't worry, Sir Rodon. We'll try to ask again your question kasi later we have speakers naman from hospitality and tourism industry. So i-ask natin yan ulit. And tama naman sinabi ni Sir Kevin na if hindi pa talaga ganun ka ulit, 'di ba? Tawag nito kasigurado yung sa tourism industry. We can try another naman industry muna habang naghihintay, 'di ba? We can apply for other naman and explore muna, 'di ba? Okay, so next po we have another question from Miss Jasmine Samonte. So for Sir Kevin, you mentioned that we need skills and qualifications to stand out in an interview. Do you believe we, the graduating students, are job ready, particularly during interviews, despite our lack of first-hand experience and skills development? Do you have additional tips po that we can use? Thank you.
Okay. For that, Miss, I believe graduating students are, let's just say, like, I would say yes, they are ready. Because during their studies, I believe that the school is able to discuss to them the skills that they need to prepare, the information and knowledge. And I know that the schools, hindi naman sila pinabayaan when it comes to ideas or mga dapat nilang paghandaan when it comes to job. Now, in terms of, kasi nanggaling tayo sa pandemic and may ibang parang yung OJT, yung on-the-job training, hindi sila on-hand. Yung iba, virtual yung nangyaring OJT. So, hindi sila ganon when it comes to skills. But there are some industries that are not really focused on OJTs, mga ganon. Parang binibigyan nila ng chance yung mga fresh graduates because of the pandemic. So, hindi nila dinidisregard or parang hindi nila dinidiscriminate yung mga ganong parang kung kulang ka sa experience, hindi nila dinidiscriminate yung ganun. Kasi alam naman natin na nanggaling tayo sa pandemic and they would understand. As an employer, we would understand that if you don't have the skills. Because yung skills naman kasi natuturo or napag-aaralan naman yan along the way. If you are applying for this industry, they have free trainings naman. So kung during that training, pwede mong mahasa pa yung skills na kung anong meron ka. Now, for the additional tips naman, lalo na ngayon na bumabalik na yung umu-okay na yung environment natin, pwede silang mag-apply online. There are a lot of training programs na meron tayo online. Pwede din silang mag-apply as an addition sa napag-aralan nila sa school. Meron ng mga face-to-face trainings ngayon, meron na ding online. So, it's just a matter of kung paano nila hahanapin yung skills or kung paano nila ihahasa yung skills nila.
All right. Thank you, Sir Kevin. So next po is I think pwede siyang kadugtong ng question ni Miss Jasmine kanina po. So what are the usual mistakes po of applicants or fresh grads in an interview?
Sorry. Mistakes, miss, sorry.
Usual mistakes po. Common mistakes po ng aplikante or ng mga fresh grads po sa interview.
Okay. Common mistakes is yung pretending that they are good at this or kasi yung tinitingnan namin, miss, it's either the commitment, the communication skills, and the characteristic of the person. So, we normally focus on the commitment and characteristic kasi communication skills, that is something that can be learned naman. So we focus on commitment. Merong iba na parang nagsasabi na they are committed, na mga ganito, ganyan. Nagsasabi sila na mga ganitong bagay. But at the end of the day, nahuli namin na meron silang mga ganito pending applications, meron silang mga ganitong events, which is nakaka-trigger sa interviewer. Now, when it comes to characteristic naman or personality, merong iba na nahuli namin na gaya nga nasabi ko kanina na nilalagay lang sa resume nila na ganito sila, ganito yung personality nila, and so on, which is hindi naman dapat. Kasi kapag nag-a-apply ka, you just need to be honest lang kung anong kaya mong gawin at kung anong meron ka. Hindi mo kailangang magpa-impress na hindi mo naman kaya. Kasi as an interviewer, maintindihan ka namin na, okay, at least you are honest na ito lang yung kaya mo.
Alright. Thanks, sir. Na-mention niyo, sir, yung recording about pending applications po. No? So, kasi, di ba, ang mga aplikante, ang mga estudyante ngayon, talaga naman, hindi naman pwede isa lang din yung ina-applyan. So, may mga, na-try din silang companies. Is it bad po na may mga pending applications pa kapag nag-join ng interview?
It's okay, miss, as long as they are honest. Kasi tinatanong namin if they have pending applications, kung saan part na sila ng application nila. Kung part na sila ng, let's just say, final interviews na sa ibang company and they're applying, let's just say, sa amin or sa ibang industry, sinasabi kasi namin that they need to finish their first application muna bago sila mag-apply sa amin. Or we normally put them on hold. Kasi kapag nangyari yon, it's a commitment issue na po. There are some applicants kasi na may tinitingnan sila, hindi ako sure kung ano yung parang hinahanap nila sa isang company. Iba-iba kasi tayo ng perspective eh. Or parang ito yung gusto ko, malaki yung sahod, or ito yung gusto ko kasi maganda yung environment. Kapag may pending applications sila naman, parang 50-50 naman sa amin, miss. As long as they're honest na may pending application sila, hindi yung mahuli namin sila during interview na meron pala silang pending application without disclosing it.
Okay, so nalalaman po ito ng company, sir.
Depende, miss, kung how they probe those questions.
Okay. So, kasi 'di ba, ngayon talaga namang may gano'n na, ay
Mm.
wait may job offer na si ano, yung first company,
Oo.
si company A. Eto nandito na ako sa last stage ng ano, ng application ko sa company B, baka mas mataas ang offer ni company B.
Mm.
Eh, gano'n po 'no, tama. Okey, sige sir. And, next questions, guys, if you still have questions, we still have time. So, we can ask pa ano, Sir Kevin or yung mga susunod nating speakers, huwag kayong mag-alala. Lahat ng questions nyo ma-answer natin today. Okay. So, of course, sir, kasama sa interview ang dressing up. So, for online interviews, paano po yung tamang pag-dress ng mga aplikante? Kasi may mga aplikante na porket online interviews na, hindi na sila nag-aabalam na, 'di ba, mag-dress
Yes.
up or mag-ano, okay, mag-ayos. Okay po. Your tips, sir,
Ah,
and advice for the applicants.
yeah. Kung gano'n naman, miss, kasi dalawa yan eh. Virtual and over the phone. Yung over the phone, hindi naman kailangang camera on, yung mga ganun. So, it's okay na hindi sila magbihis. But
Mhm.
if it's via Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, or Zoom, they should always prepare. Kung ano yung sinusuot natin during our application, yung mga face-to-face, ganun din yung dapat ginagawa natin virtually. Sa camera naman, hindi mo kailangang tumayo. So kahit siguro yung upper portion lang natin, bihisan natin ng maayos. Like polo shirts, long sleeves, kung babae ka naman, siguro konting kahit mga blush on lang, mga gano'n. Tapos, when it comes to dress code din naman, something not really revealing, but yung formal din. Yung parang pang-office attire din, miss, for the application.
All right. Thank you, Sir Kevin. So another question, sir, from audience. I hope okay pa sa inyo, sir. You still have
Yeah,
time?
sure.
Okay, sir. From Sir Jules again, Bautista, sir. Sir, when should we know where to stop during the interview? Kasi po baka unconsciously the applicants are saying too much already that might overwhelm the interviewer.
Ayan. Sa point na yan, na-encounter namin na meron talagang mga talkative na candidates, no? Pag ganon, ikaw as an applicant, you should know when and
Mhm.
where to stop. If ever you are asked lang ng ganitong questions, then you should siguro give at least 3 to 4 sentences lang. Huwag mong pahabain kasi kapag mas pinahaba mo siya, mas mahanapan ka ng butas ng interviewer na ganito, nakitaan kita na ganito. Kasi may mga interviewer na nakikinig lang sa sinasabi mo. And sa sinasabi mong yun, nakakakuha sila ng um, pangbato sa iyo ng mga negative issues,
Mhm.
mga ganyan. So, siguro pagtuunan lang natin ng pansin yung questions mismo. Huwag na natin pahabain na hindi naman related na sa tanong. Mga ganun. And yung interviewer din, there are times na sila na mismo yung nagka-cut. Kung sa tingin namin na napakahaba na talaga ng sinasabi ng applicant. Depende kasi siya sa interviewer. Merong ibang interviewer na gusto lang nagsasalita yung applicant kasi habang nagsasalita sila, nag-notes lang kami and nakakakuha na kami ng idea sa susunod na questions.
All right. Thank you, sir. So, if wala na po, eto sir, pinaka-last na, words of advice to encourage the graduating students who would be venturing out in a couple of months. Ayan, so yung mga graduating students natin.
Siguro ano lang, paghandaan natin ihanda natin yung sarili natin after graduation. Parang siguro after a couple of months, may iba kasi na gustong magpahinga. Huwag lang natin stressin natin yung sarili natin na parang after graduation, I really need to find a job after a week. Hindi naman sa ganun. Kasi nanggaling din ako dyan na parang nag-aral din ako. Parang gusto ko din naman kahit paano ma-relax yung sarili ko bago ako sumabak sa alam mo na, yung totoong mundo, sa pressure, sa stress. Handa lang natin yung self natin sa possible na mangyayari, sa mga job applications, ihanda natin yung mga requirements natin, nakakailangan natin ng industry, and siguro lastly yung sarili natin. Always ihanda mo yung sarili mo kung gaano ka nakahanda for application. Kasi kung hindi ka handa, like you just wanted to apply for a job because you wanted money, then possibility na bumagsak ako, hindi mo ihahanda yung sarili mo.
Totoo, sir. Totoo. Thank you, Sir Kevin. So, sobrang competitive ng mundo, alam natin, pero
Mm-mm.
hindi rin masama na tingnan din natin ating mga sarili,
Mm.
especially our mental health po, di ba? Physical. Ayan. So, thank you so much, Sir Kevin, for sharing your knowledge and expertise. Ayan, so before you leave, sir, so merong certificate of appreciation si um, LPUB. So the certificate of appreciation is given to Mr. Kevin Verwasa for his invaluable contribution as guest speaker in the Fourth Career Congress 2022 of Lyceum of the Philippines University Batangas, held via virtual platform, given this 24th day of March 2022. Signed by Dr. Alex D. Ilagan, Dr. Cecilia Pring, and Mr. Frederick C. Badillo. Thank you so much, Sir Kevin. Maraming salamat po for joining us today. Thank you, sir, and ingat.
Thank you so much, Miss, and thank you po sa LPU po, Batangas. Thank you. Bye-bye
Thank you.
po.
Alright, guys. So, guys, if you're interested to join Inspiro, please submit your resume link at jobs180.com/inspiro. Okay. So, and if you have questions, guys, wag kayong mahiyang magtanong. Please put your questions in the comment section. Babasahin natin lahat ng yan at susubukan natin i-answer lahat. So, next, let's move on to our next speaker who will talk about resume link or online applications. So, he has 20 years of experience in sales, marketing, business development, customer service, operations, business process, and human resources. As a trusted resource speaker, he has done over 1,000 plus career development seminars in more than 400 plus colleges and universities nationwide. The managing director from jobs180.com, Mr. Kim Chua. Sir Kim, take it away.
Everyone, allow me to share to you how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. A lot of you are now looking for a job and exploring for the next chapter in your life. I hope that this session will be able to help you. No, not only you, but the people that you know that needs help in terms of how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. So yan ang tinatawag nating resume link. A lot of platforms right now, mga online platforms are being offered left and right. But for you to know paano to magiging job-winning tool or job-winning resume to, meron akong checklist. So go with me, no, with all these checklists. Your checklist should include the following. Number one, kailangan mag-stand out ka. When you look for a job, you have to be able to stand out. Because if you're not going to be able to stand out, then I think you'll just be part of the crowd. You'll be one of the next applicant na wala lang, na hindi mapapansin. Another thing that should be in your checklist is that you should only have one file. Hindi dapat maraming files na iba-iba sinesend sa mga companies. Mas maganda, isang file lang para pag sinend mo, lahat ng details mo nandoon na. Another thing in your checklist is that it should make the process more efficient. Ibig sabihin, mas mabilis mag-submit, mas mabilis makita ng HR, at mas mabilis kayo makontak for possible next steps na or possible job offer na. Now, another thing in my checklist is that dapat tipid ito, wala itong gastos. The tool that I will show you today, wala itong gastos. Libre po ito. At higit sa lahat, itong pinaka-importante sa lahat, this should be in your checklist. The tool should be secured. Okay, more than anything, importante talaga ang data. Pero ang data ninyo, dapat yung protectionan. And using this tool, this is the most secured resume kung tawagin. Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Let me go through the next slides na. Okay? Ito ang tinatawag na resume link. Okay? A personalized URL for anyone can open online anytime. I will use an example para makarelate kayo. If you are John Santos, ang link mo or resume link mo pwede maging johnsantos.jobs180.com. Ganun lang kasimple. At yan na po ang resume link nyo. So how do you make one? Go with me through the 3 simple steps. First step is you have to register. Absolutely wala tong bayad. Libre po ito. How do you register? You go to the website of jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com at doon ka mag-register on the upper right side of your screen. Now, as you do that, you have to put the basic information. Okay? So, alam nyo na ano mga information yan. Hindi ko na isa-isahin. Babawasan nyo naman at alam nyo naman ano dapat ilagay. Now, as you create your account, you have to use a valid email. Okay? Now, before we go to the email, paalala ko lang, sa mga nag-isip sa inyo, paano kung hindi ako si John Santos, ano gagawin kong resume link? O yan, baka nag-isip kayo eh. So, if ever lang, meron kang kapangalan, okay, just so happen na may ibang John Santos na nauna sa inyo, ano mangyayari? Magkakaroon doon na red na box, sasabihin niya, this name has already been taken. Huwag kayong malungkot. Pag taken na, okay lang, just be creative. Pwede mo gawin, baliktarin mo. Gawin mo santosjohn.jobs180.com o kaya J Santos o kaya Santos J o kaya JS o kaya SJ. Depende kung ano gusto mo gawin. Basta importante, wala kang kapangalan. Okay? Wala kang kapareho. Now, when you do this, huwag kayong OA. Do not create yung mga ganong klaseng over creative na mga resume link because it doesn't look professional. Imagine submitting to a company with your resume link that says eljablo.jobs180.com. Hindi yan mukhang professional. Okay? Now, when you register, please use a valid email. Ito yung emphasis ko lang sa pag-create nyo ng account na dapat gamitin yung email, yung nabubuksan yung email, kagaya ng Gmail, Yahoo, or any email na nabubuksan nyo. Do not create, example lang yung mga email na kagaya ng ganito, patricia@facebook.com na email. Huwag kang gagamit ng joseph@facebook.com na email to register. In short, huwag mong gagamitin yung @facebook.com na email. Because if you use @facebook.com na email, you will no longer be able to receive notification being sent to you by the companies as well as jobs180.com. Importante po na nabubuksan nyo yung email nyo kasi kailangan mo i-verify yung account mo. Okay? It is very important that you verify your account as a proof na ikaw nag-register at pangalawa, para ikaw ay makapag-apply. If you don't do this, if you don't verify, walang mangyayari sa account nyo. Okay? So sayang lang. So you have to verify to finish the first step. Okay? How do you verify? Just open your email, look for the link, click mo yung verify, you're done with the first step. Okay? Tapos na yung first step. Ano yung first step? Register. Wala tong bayad. Let's go to the second step. Ang second step, ang pinaka-logical sa lahat. Kailangan kumpletong detalye nyo. So how do you do that? You go back again to your account by going to the website of jobs180.com. This time, hindi mo kailangan mag-register. Ang gagawin mo, mag-login. Pag login mo, lagay mo dito yung email nyo or resume link nyo. Kayo lang may alam yan. At lalo na yung password nyo na kayo lang talaga may alam yan. So when you do that, you now go inside your account. Pag nasa loob na kayo ng account nyo, ano gagawin nyo? Mabilis na lang ito. Fill in the blanks. Okay? Now, I don't have to go through all the information here because definitely, alam mo naman pag sinabi ditong name, malamang pangalan nyo. Pag nakalagay dito address, malamang address nyo. Diba? So you put all the information ninyo dito. Okay? Lagay nyo. And what else do you put in here? Importante po, lagay dito lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak ng isang HR. Kagaya ng social media account nyo. Diba? Hindi lang email tsaka phone number. Bakit? Most of the time, ano nangyayari? Okay, let me tell you. Marami sa inyo nilalagay nyo phone number nyo. Pero pag tinatawagan kayo ng HR, hindi nyo sinasagot. Lalo na pag hindi mo kilala. Hala, sino kaya ito? Hindi mo sasagutin. Diba? Kasi takot kayo, baka nagsascam or whoever yung tumatawag. So ano mangyayari sa mga HR? Mag-i-email kami ngayon sa inyo. But you don't open email more often than you open your social media account. So I recommend lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak na isang HR, ilagay mo dito. Kagaya ng mga Facebook nyo or Twitter nyo para mabilis ay makapag-PM. Private message, makapag-invite for the next step. Okay? What else do you put here? You also put here your work options, yung mga work experience nyo. Pagdating po sa work options, you can see on the screen, you have 4 options na pwede nyo pagpilian. Parang switch lang yan. Yes, no switch, on, off switch. So you can choose here, example, looking for OJT, lagay mo yes, if you're looking for OJT right now. And later on, pag hindi na, turn it off. Edi lagay mo na no. Diba? So depende yan kung anong mas trip nyo or ano mas pasok dun sa hinahanap nyo right now. What the system will do is it will try to match you with companies who are also looking for the same profile with what you have. Yan yung kagandahan ng tool natin. Hindi mo kailangan mag-door-to-door para mag-submit ng resume link ninyo. Okay? What else do you put here? You put here your school under education. Even later on, okay, pagka-graduate nyo, you can also put here your schools. Yung mga nag-take pa kayo ng further studies, pwede mo rin ilagay dito. Okay, so walang limit sa space yan. Pagdating pa sa seminars attended, ganun din. Kahit gano'ng karami, pwede nyo ilagay dito. Kahit magkopyahan pa kayo. Just make sure lang alam mo yung seminar na yon. Kaya baka matanong ka sa interview. Pagdating po sa certification, ganun din. Put all the certification programs that you've had, you put it here. Okay? When it comes to the achievement, do not limit your achievement only inside the school. Hindi lahat na nakikinig ngayon ay Dean's Lister. Hindi kayo lahat dito ay honor student. Diba? Ayan, nag-agree marami sa inyo. So, hindi lang po ang achievement nakabase sa academic excellence. Some of you are student leaders. So, if you're active sa school, you also put it here kung ano yung mga pinagkakaabalahan nyo. And hindi lang sa loob ng school, even outside the school. If you're active in your barangay, halimbawa, isa kang tanod, ilagay mo dyan. Diba? Yan yung mga achievement ninyo. So, you put it here. Bakit? Because what you're doing now is you're trying to market yourself more effectively to that prospective company. Okay? Now, when it comes to the skills and languages, ito yung common observation namin mga HR. Pagdating sa skills, nilalagay mo lang na skills yung mga umiikot lang sa course nyo. Hindi porkat communication arts ang course mo, Com arts lang ang skills na alam mo. Hindi porkat engineering ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang engineering. Hindi porkat tourism or HRM ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang tourism at pang HRM. Maybe some of you are into multimedia, into photography, into videography, into something else, arts, crafts, whatever. Lahat ng yan, skills nyo yan. Remember, what you're doing here is you're marketing yourself more effectively. Kaya kung ako sa inyo, ilagay mo dito lahat ng skills na alam ninyo. Pagdating po sa languages, ganun din. Huwag mong ilimit yan sa dalawang lengguwahe lang. Because I'm sure alam nyo na yung dalawa. Kung dalawa lang talaga alam nyo, din dalawa lang. Ano tong dalawang to? English and Tagalog or Filipino. Okay? Now, if you know other local dialect, Bisaya, Kapampangan, Sabacano, Ilonggo, you can also put it here. If you know foreign languages, German, French, Chinese, Japanese, diba, Korean, pwede mo ilagay dyan. Okay? Walang limit sa space yan. When it comes to the references, sigurado ko yung mga references nyo, kilala nyo. Ang malaking tanong dito kayo ba'y kilala nila? Sana oo, di ba? Kasi madalas pag tumatawag kami sa mga references nyo, hindi kayo maalala. So please tell them, ginawa nyo silang reference para at least they know what to tell about you. Okay? Now at this point, to make your life easier, kung sakali lang nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo in your Word file or maybe in your doc file, depende kung anong file nyo, PDF file, whatever file you have. Kung nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo, simple na lang. Just copy all the information inside dito. No, ilagay mo sa loob ng ResumeLink. Just transfer them here inside the ResumeLink para maging secured yung data nyo. Okay? Kung bakit secured, I'll tell you as we go along. Okay? So yung mga sinabi ko, I think alam nyo na yan. Alam nyo na yan. Okay? Itong mga susunod kong papakita, ito yung mga amazing na portion. Let me start with the portfolio section. Ano yung portfolio section? This is the part where you now upload evidence of your skills. Example, ano ebidensya na graduate na kayo later on? Diploma, di ba? Transcript. Ano pa? Toga, hindi ebidensya yung toga. Okay? Kung ano man meron nyo, 'di ba? Certificate, diploma, 'yan, ebidensya 'yan, okay? Kung transcript of records is evidence na graduate na kayo. Ano ebidensya na wala kayong criminal record? NBA clearance, police clearance, 'di ba? Ano ebidensya na pwede ka pumunta sa ibang bansa? Passport, visa, lahat ng mga sinasabi mong mga skills mo or yung mga what you're claiming that you know, you can now support them here sa portfolio section by showing those documents. Diba? Anong ebidensya na ikaw ay healthy? Meron kang medical clearance. Anong ebidensya na pwede kang mag-drive ng sasakyan? Meron kang driver's license. Diba? So gets nyo na yung sinasabi ko. Ang point ko lang is you can now put the things here to support yung claim nyo of your skills. Now, you're starting to think, Sir, kung pare-pareho naman kaming graduate sa school namin, pare-pareho kami magkakaklase, same yung course namin, same yung school, same yung teachers, same yung curriculum, pare-pareho lang naman kami lahat, walang experience sa trabaho, how will we stand out? Ayan, di ba? Okay, ito ngayon yung isang magandang recommendation ko sa inyo on how you now stand out. You get your smartphones. Kunin mo yung mga smartphones nyo. Kung wala, manghiram sa kaibigan. Okay, hiram mo sa kaibigan mo. I-record mo yung selfie video mo. You say something interesting about yourself. Record it in about 30 seconds to 1 minute lang. Huwag na masyadong mahaba. Ano gagawin mo? Pretend that you are being interviewed by the HR. So you answer basic questions like, tell me something about yourself. O, di ba? Ano yung mga gasgas na tanong natin? Why should we hire you? O, di ba? Just imagine na tinanong ka ng HR at sasagutin mo na lang siya. Ang maganda lang ngayon, recorded mo. So kung hindi mo type yung sagot, edi-delete mo. Pag type mo, you save it. Then you upload it sa YouTube or sa Vimeo. Maraming mga video channel na libre, yung mga video converter sa online. Hanapin mo lang. And when you're done, you put that video link doon sa portfolio section nyo. O, di ba? This time, it will definitely make you stand out because depende na to sa diskarte mo on how you're going to present yourself. Okay? So I leave it up to you on how you do that. Now, another thing for you to do, na sure akong hindi to makokopya ng classmate mo, ay yung picture mo. Diba? So you put your profile picture here. Now, when it comes to the picture, hindi kailangan sobrang formal na formal. Hindi kailangan pumunta sa studio. Huwag na kayo gumastos. Ang importante dito, tumingin kayo sa camera. Plain background. Okay? Plain background, tumingin kayo sa camera. Wear something, of course. Wear something decent. Okay? Do not upload profile pictures that look like the right side of your screen. Yung mga sample na yan, hindi po maganda yung sample yan. Okay? So, huwag kayo maglagay ng mga kasi mga sample ng profile picture. Now, another good thing pa that will make you stand out using the resume link is your cover photo. Yes! A picture paints 1,000 words. Yan ang kasabihan na very, very applicable dito. A lot of you who are listening today, hindi kayo gifted with writing skills. Hirap kayo i-express ang inyong feelings at inyong thoughts into words. Hindi mo ma-type, hindi mo ma-sulat. Tama? Hirap tayo eh. Bakit? Hindi natural sa atin yan. Pero pagdating sa picture, kaya mo i-express yung inyong personality. Look at the examples I'm showing you. Look at the one on the left. Ano siya? Isa siyang ophthalmologist or optometrist. Sabi naman ng iba, eye expert. Di ba? Yung sa kanan, ano siya? Sabi ng iba, sir, parang IT. Sir, techie siguro kasi maraming gadget, pati stapler, gadget niya. Diba? Halimbawa, o sabi ng iba naman, sir, parang makalat. O depende na kung how you are going to interpret it. But now, the way I see it, itong taong to, multitasker. Okay? Another good example I'm showing you is this one. Someone from psychology, someone from neurologist, or maybe someone who knows left and right. Ganun lang kasimple. No? So depende yan how you're going to express yourself. Okay? Another good example pa, itong person na to, ang gusto niya sabihin, there's no shortcut to success. You will be able to reach your goal by taking one step at a time. O, di ba? So I'm showing you good examples. Hindi yan member na akit bahigang. Hindi rin po yan social climber, in case that's what you're thinking. So kung nagpakita ko ng magaganda example, I will also show you yung mga hindi magandang example para wag niyong gagayahin. Huwag kayo magpapaka-misteryoso. Okay? Make sure you put your picture there. Okay? Kasi maraming pangalan ngayon interchangeable. Ako mismo, guilty ako dyan. My name is Kim. A lot of people think babae ako. Ako rin mismo, napagkakamala ko yung mga aplikante, pinakita ko, Chris, George, Alex, Sam. O, diba? Minsan isipin ko, Joey, lalaki. Yung pala, babae. Diba? So you better put your picture there para at least alam ng HR who to expect. Okay? Now, when you make your resume link, dapat may laman talaga yan. Kasi kung walang laman yan, ganyan itsura niyan, blanco. And how do you expect companies will look, or HR from companies will look at your profile if you submit to them resume links that look like this? It's like submitting a piece of a paper, bond paper, or long bond paper, short bond paper na walang laman except pangalan mo. And that's the same as this one. So hindi yan papansinin ng mga HR for sure. Okay? Sayang lang oras nyo tsaka oras ng HR. Kailangan attractive. Okay? When I say attractive or catchy, do not overdo it naman. Now, this is just in my opinion. In my opinion, I think this one is not a good example kasi ang dating niya parang tamad, parang happy-go-lucky, parang chill-chill lang, no? Parang ganoon na dating. So, I leave it up to you on how you'll be, expressing yourself na dito. Okay? So, sa mga personality nyo. Alam nyo na anong dapat nyo gawin at hindi nyo dapat gawin. So, showing a very good example is si iExpert. Tignan mo, lahat ng detalye niya, kompleto. Everything from top to bottom, kompleto lahat ng details, including yung kanyang mga portfolio section na nagpapatunay na siya ay isang licensed ophthalmologist. Pinakita niya lahat ng mga posibleng hingiin pa sa kanya ng mga HR. So bakit ko sinabi sa inyo napapabilis yung buhay dito? Hindi lang buhay nyo. Pati buhay din ng HR napapabilis because once you submit all this information to that company, when the HR opens your resume link and sees everything about you, dalawa lang ang pwedeng mangyari niyan. One is, nahuli mo attention, gusto ka niya ngayon kausapin or schedule for the next step like interview or possibly job offer, or hindi ka nag-fit. Yun yung second. Di ba? Para at least, ang maganda rito, hindi na pabalik-balik, hindi na siya tatawag para sabihin, hello ma'am, meron ka bang evidence na graduate ka na talaga sa school na yan? Can you send me your transcript? Di ba? Can you send me yung mga evidence or yung mga sample skills o sample work mo kasi you are in IT or in graphic design? Di ba? That's yung ibig ko sabihin. Huwag nang pabalik-balik, sayang yung oras. Okay? Time is of the essence, lalo na ngayon. So you put everything there, at least pa nakita ng HR, diretso na kagad sa pagprocess sa inyo. Okay? A lot of you are now thinking, sir, pag gumawa ako ng resume link at nilagay ko lahat ng information ko dyan, baka naman yung mga data ko nakakalat na sa buong mundo. Baka naman yung mga information ko nakalantad na sa buong internet. The answer is, no. Kaya nga siya tinawag na the most secured resume. Okay? Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings. Follow the screen. Inside your dashboard, when you log in, you can go to your settings. Sa settings mo, to be specific, puntahan mo yung privacy settings. In your privacy settings, you choose the information that you want to show in public. Halimbawa lang you do not want to show your birthday. What do you do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita yung address mo. What do you do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita ang inyong references. What do you do? Turn it off. So lahat na naka-off, hindi lalabas sa public. At sino may control niyan? Kayo lang. O, di ba? Ang maganda pa rito, real-time update yan. Halimbawa, today, you decide not to show your birthday, your address, and references. And then 5 minutes later, you decide, sige, pakita ko na nga birthday ko. Turn it on. Real-time. 5 minutes later, the moment you save your settings, lahat na binigyan mo ng resume link, updated na rin sila real-time. As in real time. Di ba? Ayos, di ba? Sige, tuloy natin. tuloy pa natin to. So, reminders ko na lang sa mga late na dumating or kakakinig lang, when you make your resume link, make sure that your profile is interesting and attractive. Okay? Wag OA. Iba yung over naman yun, no? Wag naman ganun. So, make sure it's attractive, it's catchy. Complete all the information, especially your contact details. Kasi sayang naman lahat ng ginawa mo, nahuli mo atensyon, hindi ka makontak ng HR. So better make sure nandiyan yung mga contact details na updated. Okay? So yan. So tapos na tayo sa 2 steps. Last step na lang. Ano yung first step? Recap lang. First step is register. Wala tong bayad. Libre po yan. Second step is for you to complete the information. Yan ang pinaka-logical. And the last step now is for you to submit. So you're now thinking, okay to paano ko gagamitin ngayon yung resume link? Bigyan kita ng iba-ibang paraan. Okay, lahat ito practical application para makarelate kayo. Unang option, pumunta ka sa website ng jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com and that's where you now start to look for companies. Type the companies that you're looking for. Pag may lumabas, edi good. Pag walang lumabas, edi wala. Okay, huwag din pilitin. Okay? Now, you can also see there a lot of companies, a lot of company logos that you can shop around, you can choose, learn about the company, and if you want to be part of the company, I recommend you submit your resume link kahit na hindi ka pa qualified. Let me repeat what I just said. If you want to be part of an organization, if you want to be part of that company, even if you are not yet qualified, I recommend you give your resume link to that company. Bakit? Imagine, kung ngayong hapon, ngayong araw, nag-submit ka ng resume link sa isang kumpanya na naghahanap ng 3 years experience na aplikante. Wala ka pang 3 years experience. Okay lang. Because nabigay mo na yung resume link mo sa kanya, pagdating ng 2024, siguro naman by that time, meron ka ng 3 years experience, di ba? Kasi nag-work ka na ngayon by 2021. By 2024, may 3 years experience ka na, pwede ka na ma-qualify dun sa position in-applyan mo. And you never know. That company might just contact you later on, provided that your details are still updated. So you have to update those information real time. Ayos ba? Ayos, di ba? Wala nang pabalik-balik. Hindi mo na kailangan balik-balik dun sa kumpanya para sabihin, nag-apply po ko sa inyo last year. Ako po yung OJT nyo 3 months ago. Wala nang ganun. Okay? Another practical application. When you submit your resumes through email, how do you do that? Madalas, ito ginagawa natin. Mag-email tayo, sasabihin natin, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position and this is my resume. Ano gagawin nyo? I-attach mo yung Word file mo or PDF file mo. Tama? If that is how you're doing it, wag mo nang gawin yon. Wag ka na mag-attach ng anything sa email. Pampabagal lang yan, saka makaluma na yung style na yan. Bakit ko sinabi yon? Kasi hindi mo na kailangan talaga mag-attach ng anything. Ang gagawin mo, i-type mo na lang doon sa email mo yung resume link mo. Example, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position. And this is my resume. In this example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz, 01.jobs180.com. That's it. Submit. I look forward to your information soon. Thank you. Send. Every time meron kang babaguhin sa details mo, hindi mo na kailangan padalhan yung HR. Kasi kung ginagamit mo mga attachment, ang kulit niyan ang kulit, saka nakapagod. Ano gagawin mo pag nagbago ka ng phone number? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated resume. Mamaya-maya, 2 weeks later, nagpalit ka ng phone number. Ano gagawin mo? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated, most recent resume. O di ba? Every time meron kang babaguhin, padala ka na padala doon sa HR. Nakakapagod yan, hindi lang sa part nyo, kundi sa part din namin sa mga HR to keep track which one yung pinaka-updated na details. So this time, wala na kailangan. Palit-palit na lang kayo ng details nyo. Update na lang sa loob ng resume link. Ayos ba? Ayos pa. Okay, tuloy pa natin to. Okay? If you want to print your resume, this is now the good news. You can now print your resume link. No matter how much information you have, the system will try to compress everything into one page. So kung gusto mo talaga mag-print ng papel at mag-submit sa mga kumpanya, walang kaso. Pumunta ka lang sa dashboard mo, hanapin mo yung print na option at mamili ka kung 1 column or 2 column version ang gusto mo i-print. What the system will do is it will try to compress everything into one page para tipid na. O, di ba? Now, usapang tipid. Ito mas tipid pa. Gusto mo mag-print ng resume pero gusto mo magtipid. Itong gawin mo. Gumawa ka ng resume link card. Ano tong resume link card? Sa isang pirasong long bond or short bond paper, mag-design ka ng maraming resume link card. No? Maliliit lang, parang business card ang dating. In one piece of paper, I think you can make 10, 20 sets of cards. Depende sa size ng papel mo. At ang importante lang ilagay mo dyan sa resume link card mo ay syempre ang inyong resume link. Diba? So hindi mo na kailangan ilagay lahat ng details mo sa resume sa loob ng maliit na papel. Lagay mo lang resume link mo. And that is what you now give to the companies when you start applying. Look at the picture I'm showing you. Di ba? Tipid. Hindi lang tipid. Secured pa. Tingnan nyo. If you submit yung big paper resume nyo, long bond paper, sinubmit mo sa isang kumpanya, nag-apply ka. For some reason, nilipad ng hangin. Yung nakapulot ng papel na yan, alam na buong detalye mo because everything is in that one-page printout. Now, if you lose that small piece of paper, don't worry. Meron kang peace of mind. Bakit? Yung mga kapulot niyan, limited sa privacy settings mo because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings kahit na i-type niya yan sa browser. Okay? So, ang recommend ko rin sa mga nakikinig, use the gadget. Take advantage of the technology. Use your gadget, your laptop, your cell phone, your tablet, kung ano man. Okay? Para ngayon kasi, with this day and age, technology na ang gamitin natin. Kung mano-mano pa rin kayo, wala kayong gadget, okay lang. Huwag kayong malungkot. You can still submit to the companies by just simply writing the resume link on a piece of paper. As simple as that. Okay? So, again, sa mga nagtatanong, ano yung mga guidelines ko para makagawa ako ng job-winning resume? Ito yung guideline ko. Ito yung checklist ko. Are you using the right tool? That's the ultimate question. There are so many tools right now, but these are the things that you should consider when you make your resume. And that is the resume link. It already addresses the following. Number 1, security ng information mo. I hope by this time, you have peace of mind. Ito na ang pinaka-secured na information because you have the ultimate control over your privacy setting. Pangalawa, the speed of hire becomes faster. It becomes more efficient because whatever you need, whatever the HR needs, you can already put it inside the resume link. Another thing is that it's flexible. If you want to print, just in case lang gusto mo talaga mag-print ng resume nyo, you have the option to print it. And you don't have to worry about saan ko sinave yung file na yan, saan ko tinago, wala nang ganun. Just log into your account and print. Mamili ka lang kung 1 column or 2 column version. At higit sa lahat, wala po itong bayad. Tipid po ito. Walang bayad. Okay? Ang kailangan mo lang, of course, internet. Sa mga nag-iisip sa inyo, sir, kailangan ko ng pan-data, pwede ka naman makakonect sa internet na walang data eh. Punta ka sa libreng wifi. Di ba? Baka yung kapitbahay nyo may libreng wifi, makagamit ka muna. Later on, pag may trabaho ka na, may sweldo na, bayaran mo yung wifi niya. Di ba? Bawi-bawi lang yan. No? Give and take. And there are a lot more benefits to just what I've mentioned. Marami pang iba. You can share your resume link to whatever platform you want to share it to. Gusto mo i-text? Gusto mo siya i-private message? Gusto mo i-send via Viber? Kayo bahala. Pwede mo i-share. Basta kayo may control. Ganun lang kasimple. No? Kung hindi mo ito binigay sa kahit kanino, hindi malalaman to nung taong yon. And you don't have to save it to whatever USBs or hard drive. No need na. Wala rin tong mga tipong version na kailangan pa mag-compatible. Walang ganun. Lahat ito compatible. Pwede lahat. Okay? So, shout out na lang ako. Shout out to all our school partners. By the grace of God, right now, we have about 400 plus colleges and university partners nationwide, including your alma mater. So, thank you. We're very thankful for this opportunity that we're able to do this kahit tayo nasa loob ng bahay, kahit kayo ay nasa loob ng bahay. So, hindi tayo physically nagpe-present, pero nakakatulong pa rin tayo. Especially if you have friends or relatives whom you think would need this tool, please share this to them. Okay? Sa mga nagtatanong naman ng mga frequently asked questions, sasagutin ko na. Ito kasi yung mga common questions na kadalasan tinatanong sa akin. Ang tanong, can I give my resume link to companies who do not know about jobs180.com? The answer is absolutely yes. It depends kung sino ang bibigyan mo. Ikaw may ultimate control niyan. Okay? Pangalawang question, is this the same as other job platform like LinkedIn, JobStreet, iba pang mga job site? The answer is no. Meron tong dalawang major difference. Yes. Lalo na pagdating sa security. Okay. Of course, explain lang ako Okay. With respect to the other sites that I've mentioned, let me just use JobStreet as an example para lang mas makarelate, no? Para makarelate. You can only use JobStreet resume if you're applying to companies who are also using JobStreet. If you're applying to a company who is not using JobStreet, you cannot use your JobStreet resume anymore. With your resume link, you can use this to any type of company, any platform, wherever they are. Kahit sa loob ng Pilipinas or sa labas ng Pilipinas, pwede mong applyan. Kahit hindi niya alam ang Jobs 180, basta alam niya ang resume link mo, pwede niya mabuksan ang profile at makita according to your settings. That's the first difference. Pangalawang difference, kung nabigay mo na, kung na-submit mo na ang JobStreet resume mo sa isang company, wala ka nang pwedeng baguhin. Lahat ng data mo nandun na yan sa HR. Yes. Hindi na magbabago yan real time. with your resume link, na-submit mo today, mali pala number mo, na-submit mo today, mali pala yung spelling mo, you can always edit it, enter, save it, real-time update. Lahat ng bigyan mo ng resume link, updated real-time. Ayos? Okay, tuloy tayo sa number 3 question. Number 3 question is the easiest question. Ang tanong dito is, can I keep my information secured? I hope by this time, na-convince ko na kayo na ito na ang pinaka-secured na platform. Okay? That's the reason why I'm sharing this to you. Okay? Number 4, I think this is the most important question. How often should you update your resume link? Ang sagot dito, hindi araw-araw, hindi linggo-linggo, hindi buwan-buwan, hindi taon-taon. Ang sagot dito ay every time. Every time na meron kayong babaguhin, lalo na ang contact details nyo. Yan ang importante. You have to update your contact details every time na meron kayong papalitan doon. Kasi yan yung paraan para makontak kayo ng mga companies. And the last question is just a trivia. Why is this called jobs180.com? This is called jobs180.com because we want to turn your life around. Yan, di ba? 180 degrees. Hindi siya 360. Kasi kung 360, bumalik ka lang kung saan ka galing. Di balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang. Di wala nangyari. Di ba? So you have to do it 180 degrees. It's a straight line towards your career goal. Okay? Just in case may tanong pa kayo, nahiya magtanong, pumunta lang kayo sa website namin, sa jobs180.com or email us, email me here sa info@jobs180.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram para makakuha kayo ng mga latest trends in recruitment. Okay? Again, my name is Kim Chu Wa. Don't forget yung Wa. Okay? Baka Kim Chu lang maalala nyo na nagsasabing, be safe at isang magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Thank you.
All right, so thank you so much, Sir Kim. All right, for our audience today, okay, so the floor is now open again for questions. So if you have questions regarding resume link, and kung meron kayong questions pa sa nating speaker, pwedeng i-answer yan ni Sir Kim. So we have time to answer all your questions, guys. And okay, so ayan. So good afternoon, Sir Kim. So we have ano po, ayan, nakakatawa kasi we have speakers later. May mga bigatan tayong speakers from airline industry, food industry, and from logistic industry, syempre. And sa mga estudyante na to na soon ay mag-a-apply, they will be using their resume links. So ang tanong po is, kaano ka-convenient and ano yung benefits na pwedeng makuha ng mga estudyante na to kapag ginamit nilang resume link sa pag-a-apply?
Oh, very convenient ang resume link. Mainly because you don't have to worry about keeping your files anymore kung saan mo man sinesave yun. When you make a resume link, you go beyond the usual benefits na meron kang information that you submit to companies. Ano yung mga practical benefits ng resume link? Number 1, pag nag-create ka ng resume link, you'll be getting job matches kaagad based on the profile that you have created. And according to those job matches, you'll be invited na by the companies for the possible opportunities. So, hindi ka na kailangan ikaw pa mismo yung kusa mag-door to door. Although you can do it if you want to, no? Pwede mo naman isa-isahin yung kumpanya para mag-apply. Pero ang mas maganda is kayo na yung nilalapitan. At ikaw na lang mamimili kung sino doon yung gusto mong i-entertain or sino yung hindi mo papansinin. Another good thing with the resume link is that you'll be getting invitations later on once we have these kinds of events, kagaya ng webinars. We don't end here. We're doing this a lot of series no sa LPU Batangas. So pwede kayo maka-receive ng mga invitation para sa mga susunod natin mga series. Pwede rin kayo mag-attend. Aside from that, we'll be having a virtual career fair and you will also be getting that invitation. So doon pa lang kahit may trabaho ka na, you'll be getting a lot of these opportunities pa rin, left and right. So I think that goes beyond the usual benefit lang of having a profile that you're ready to submit. So ito, I think yun ang practical benefits na nakita ko na pag meron kang resume link. There.
Alright. And of course, sir, would like to know po yung best feature ni resume link, syempre.
Best feature para sa akin is a security feature. That for me is the best feature because you control your privacy settings 100%. And no other tool can provide you that kind of yung real-time update. Tapos kahit anong pwede mo baguhin. Tapos hindi siya searchable 'Di ba? Sabi ko nga kanina well, ngayon sabihin ko ngayon, shout out ako sa mga audience, no? May mga dito mga pangalan. O example na lang, Grace. If I go Facebook, I type Grace, I'll probably end up with a few 100,000 Grace. I type there Cindy or maybe Floriza. Oh, 'di ba? I might end up with a few thousand Florisa or a few hundred Nicole. But dito, try mo pumunta sa Jobs on 80, may search bar doon. Try mo i-type ni Nicole. Nothing will come out unless may company name, position title, or location na may word na Nicole, may lalabas. Pero other than that, hindi searchable ang resume link nyo. So, you are the one responsible kung sino bibigyan mo ng resume link. 'Di ba? Otherwise, wala, hindi nila malalaman information mo. Ah, 'di ba? That for me is the best. Yan. May nagtanong sa audience, nakita ko kay Ma'am Jolina.
So medyo matagal sa akin mag-appear. Pero,
O sige, babasahin ko yung tanong ni Ma'am Jolina. Ayan. Sabi
So,
niya,
ayan.
good afternoon. For clarification, once po ba na-send yung resume link, the HR can download it din? Or for viewing lang po siya? Yan. Very good question. Alam nyo, when you share your resume link, it now depends on how you're going to be sharing that link. Now, one is through the system. Now, when you go to the website of jobs180.com, or if you go to the link that you're seeing on the screen right now that's scrolling, go to schools.jobs180.com/LPU Batangas. When you go to that link, you'll be seeing companies. And when you submit your information to them via that resume link, the HR will be able to view your profile on their HR system. Okay? On that note, pwede nila naman i-download yung mga in-attach mo, example ng mga information. They can do that. Okay? Now, if you're going to send lang your resume link, if you're going to share your resume link example via text, via email, so they'll be able to open your resume link, no, based on your privacy settings, yung public view mo. Now, whatever is going to appear on the public browser, pwede naman nila gawin, pwede nila screen capture if they want to, and then print it out. If that is the version of answering yung tanong mo kung pwede ba niya i-download. In that way, oo. Pero to download the full information, hindi niya magagawa yun kapag hindi mo naman shinare sa kanila resume link mo. So hindi. Okay? So I hope I was clear about it lang.
All right, thank you, sir. So kanina, sir, we also have question po earlier regarding shortlisting career-related achievements and awards po for the interview. And of course, syempre sa resume. So, do they need to shortlist career-related achievements daw ba and awards?
Ako sa akin, wag mo na shortcutin. Lagay mo dyan lahat because you never know. Itong mga nilalagay mo, wala naman limit yung space eh. 'Di ba? Kung yung ibang mga aplikante ginagawa nilang marami yung pages ng mga traditional resume sila by making their font size bigger. And to joke about it, yung iba ginagawang 30 plus yung size ng font, 50 plus yung size para maging 3 pages yung isang set ng resume sila. Now dito sa resume link baliktad. The system will try to compress everything into one page just in case you're going to compress it regardless of wala namang font size yan. Now to answer your question ni Ma'am Joyce, whatever documents you have that supports yung claim mo of your skills or for other things that are relevant to your job application, then I recommend you just put everything there in the jobs180.com resume link nyo. Pasok mo lang lahat dyan. Okay? And then mamili ka na ngayon which one to show or hide in public. Now, if ever lang you're showing everything for the HR, and the HR could determine din naman kung yung mga skills na pinapakita mo doon, yung mga certificates mo, yung mga awards mo, relevant ba yun doon sa hinahanap nilang position. Diba? You never know. Malay mo. Kahit na nanalo ka example sa photography award, kahit wala namang connect sa photography yung ina-apply mo, pero nakita ng HR, uy, pwede rin pala to. May marami pala tong alam tong person na to. Mas marami, mas pogi point or mas cutie pie. O diba? Yung tawag yan, cutie points. O ano gagawin? Hindi mas matimbang. Diba? Mas possible na pwede kayo kaagad ma-consider. So again, for me, wag mo nang tipirin yung information. I'd rather you put your best out there when you're going to apply for that specific company or specific position. Okay? So there, I hope na answer ko yung tanong.
And of course, sir, maybe gusto natin i-promote ang openings, job vacancies ni
yes.
Jobs 180.
Oo, marami kami opportunities right now. Internal hiring ito, all for jobs180.com. So kung sakali lang you're looking for internship or for OJT, we're implementing a virtual setting right now, so you work from home ang aming OJT internship. Kung full-time position naman, meron kami mga full-time positions para sa IT, specifically for web development, pati na rin po sa customer support. Now, if you have friends, relatives, or whoever you think that would be interested to explore, let them go to the website of jobs180.com/jobs180, or you can see the link that's scrolling right now. They can go to schools.jobs180.com/LPU Batangas at doon po nyo hanapin yung Jobs 180. Pwede na po kayo mag-submit ng resume link nyo. Now, if ever lang gusto nyo mag-email sa amin ng resume link nyo, pwede rin. Email nyo diretso sa info, that's info, at jobs180.com. Okay? Send your resume link para mabilis natin ma-process.
All right, thank you, sir. And one last question, Sir Kim. May mga viewers tayo outside from aside from LPU B. So they are asking actually if the webinar is exclusive only for the Lyceans. So they're actually
Okay.
interested.
Wala naman pong we're trying to educate as more people as possible. So thank you for joining. Shout out ako sa lahat na nakikinig. Kung saan man kayo ngayon, I hope you're safe. And that's the purpose why we're doing this webinar. The speakers we have invited later on, ito mga sabi niyo mga bigatin nating mga speakers, lahat din sila, they're also working elsewhere, no? Hindi naman sila kailangan pumunta sa isang area. So we want to share the knowledge to as many people as possible. But for my understanding, this event is in collaboration with the LPU Batangas. Kasama natin sila Sir Alex, si Ma'am Ellie May. Ito po yung ating event organized with the Office of Career Development, okay, ng LPU Batangas. But again, everyone is welcome. So I hope you learn a thing or two with this webinar. Okay?
All right. Thank you so much, Sir Kim. And before you go backstage, meron tayong certificate from LPUB. So, ayan, medyo matikos sa akin. So, the certificate of appreciation is given to Mr. Kim Chua for his invaluable contribution as guest speaker in the 4th Career Congress 2022 of Lyceum of the Philippines University, Batangas, held via virtual platform, given this 24th day of March 2022, signed by Dr. Alex D. Ilagan, Dr. Cecilia Siping, Mr. Frederick C. Badelio. So, thank you so much, Sir Kim. Thank you, thank you. And guys,
maraming salamat din. Thank you.
All right. So, guys, if you're interested and would like to create an account at Jobs 180, please visit our website. It's www.jobs180.com. Thank you so much, Sir Kim.
Bye-bye. Be safe.
All right, guys. So, before we go to the last part of the talk, we'll have a short icebreaker. So, madali lang po yung mechanics. We will be showing lang couple of pictures, images here, and then you just have to guess the correct answer. Okay? Paunahan lang po kung sino ang makahula ng tamang sagot, and the first person to get the correct answer ay may naghihintay na tumataginting na hindi natin alam kung anong premyo, pero you can claim your prizes. Just please look for Miss Ellie May sa CDAP office or sa Alumni and Placement office. Okay? So, isusulat ko kung sino yung mga winners natin. Sige. Maybe we can start now, Tech. Okay. So, for our first, ayan, meron tayong picture ng bulb or light. We also have a 10 peso coin and cake ba to? Ayan. Yung una pong makakahula ng tamang sagot ay may naghihintay na prize from Alumni and Placement Office. Meron po ba? May bulb, may 10 peso coin, and then parang, ano ba to? May nag-answer ng flight attendant. Is this correct? Correct! So we have winner Jenzel. Di maunahan, pero naunahan ka, Miss Jenzel. Ayan. Okay. So next, picture po. Ayan. Okay. So, kailan lang parang controversial si Kit? Is this Kit Thompson? And then we also have Jackie Chan. So, can we guess the correct answer? What do you think is the correct answer? We have Kit Thompson na kailan ay controversial. Sikat na sikat siya last week. This time, and we have Jackie Chan. From Jolina, kitchen. Is kitchen po ay tama po ba ang kitchen? Correct. So, for number 2, we have Jolina Katangay. Ayan. So, next po. Malay nyo guys, may free kayo. Ayan, we have a picture of Tom Cruise and horizontal line to, no? Ayan. Meron bang nakakaalam? Meron nakakaalam? Tom Cruise plus horizontal line. Sino po kaya? Is this correct? This line? Tama po ba? Check. Sino ba nauna? Do you have the correct answer po? Ayun. So, we have number 3 winner is Miss SC Delisay. Miss SC, paki-claim ang iyong prize. Okay. Later sa alumni engagement office. Next po, we have a fudgy bar and drinks ba to? Beverages. Ayan. First to get the correct answer. Meron bang nakakaalam guys ng tamang sagot? We have fudgy bar and may mga drinks tayo dito or beverages. Meron po ba nakaalam? May nakita na ako. Ayun, si Mr. Emerald. Tama po ba? Food and beverage. Correct. So, it's food and beverage. So, Mr. Emerald Papasi. Okay, so, next po. Sino po ba? Meron pa isa last. Okay, so for the last round, merong car, may ear, ano ba to? Si Kong, and grass. Grass ba? Alam mo ba to? Ayan, so meron po ba nakakaalam ng tamang sagot? May car, may ear, si Kong nandito, at saka may picture ng grass. Ayan. May nakita na akong nag-answer. Is Career Congress correct po? Nakita ko na una sa I see Miss Mary Grace Sante. Yes, correct. Okay, so we have Miss Mary Grace. Tama, Mary Grace Sante. Okay. So congratulations to all winners. So we have Miss Jensel Di Maunahan. We have Jolina Makatanga. We have SC Dalisay, Emerald Papasim, and Miss Mary Grace Sante. So guys, congratulations. You can claim your prize at SIDAP office po at SHL 107. Please look for Miss Ellie May. Ayan, bahala na kayong dumugin si Miss Ellie May. Ayan, so congrats guys. Alright. Ayan, so sa tingin ko naman ay ready na ang lahat. Nakapag ano na tayo ng konti, no? Nakahinga na tayo ng konti. And for the next part, we will be having a panel discussion. So for this session is that we're gonna leave the questions to you guys. Ipunin niyo po lahat ng questions nyo, put them on the comment sections, and we will ask it to our panel. So ang mangyayari po for this afternoon is we will have a consultation, a dialogue with different representatives from tourism or hospitality settings, from airline travel industry, food service industry, and logistic or service industry. So, sila po yung magiging members of the board natin and kayo po yung last member, ng panel, last member ng panel. So please prepare your questions. This is your chance to know this industries, guys. So this will be like a boy abunda talk or Q&A sa beauty pageants. Okay, so we will try to address all your questions, concerns, hinaing sa buhay or agam-agam. So kung ano man ang, ano ba ang gusto nyong pasukin after graduation. Okay, so let's call them in. So we have Mr. Leonidas V. Peña, Director, AVP, Cabin Crew Operations Department, PAL Express. We also have Ms. Ira Patricia Dizon, Talent Management Associate from Cebu Pacific. We also have Ms. Mara Gemrosos, HR Coordinator from ASPAC Philippines. And we have Mr. Greg Benedy, the franchisee of Mang Inasal. Good afternoon po. Ayan. Good afternoon, Sir Leo, Ms. Ira, wala po si Ms. Mara, Sir Greg. Ayan, so let's wait lang, baka malate lang si Ms. Mara, no? Okay, so, well, what's gonna happen here po ay Q&A sessions lang po. Q&A, magtatanungan lang po tayo, makikipagkwentuhan lang po tayo sa ating audience. We'll try to answer lahat po ng mga katanungan nila since sila po ay after a couple of months po ay gagraduate na. Ayan. Okay. Hi, Miss Mara. Good afternoon po. Ayan, medyo na late si Miss Mara. Okay. So, habang naghihintay po tayo ng questions, ako po ay mauuna na. Baka nag-ready pa ng questions ang ating audience. Okay. So, ayan. Are you ready na po ba?
Yes. Good afternoon,
Okay, sige
everyone.
Alright. Good afternoon po. Okay, so first question po is, of course, for the graduating students, and I believe hanggang ngayon may mga hahanap po ng internships, no? So, do you hire or do you accept virtual interns po? I think, let's ask first Miss Mara from ASPAC Philippines.
Thank you, Miss Joy. So for now, we're not accommodating an interns, virtual interns po.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's it.
All right. Thank you. Ako po curious ako if the airline industry is accepting virtual interns po. Pero 'di ba kasi parang feeling ko imposible, pero I would like to know po. Can we ask Sir Leo po from PAL Express?
For PAL and PAL Express, we are not accepting interns or OJTs at this time because most of us are working from home, except for the pilots and cabin crew and airport personnel. So if you will visit our office, wala masyadong tao doon. We do our meetings online most of the time. Not at this time.
All right. Okay po. Sige po. Next po is Miss Ira. Same question,
Hello.
Miss Ira.
Hi, everyone. So thank you for that question, no? And thank you for inviting us as well for this special event. Just to share with you, actually, Cebu Pacific has started doing virtual internships even way back in 2020. We really wanted to adapt to the changing times that we have, no, and still provide opportunities even for students like you, even though the online setup is quite challenging for all of us. We started with our IT department, so they were able to support some projects that we have, no. And then actually, even up to this time, we tried for other departments as well. Right now, we have for HR, for marketing, and we do it by batch already. Actually, right now, I think we have around 10 to 15 interns that we have with the virtual setup, no. So this year also we're looking forward to having more interns. Probably once schools are also more open to having a hybrid setup, no, both virtual and on-site. We are open to that as well. So if you're interested, you could always check our website. We have our openings there, be it for fresh grads or even for internships. We're open to that.
All right. And of course, for our audience po, you may visit jobs180.com/Cebu Pacific Industry. Okay. And how about po, Sir Greg?
Yeah, if good afternoon sa lahat.
Good afternoon, sir.
And your question is for hiring.
Yes,
May
sir.
tanong ka. Actually, may sa stores ko, we just filled up the position of managers. But I know some franchisees dyan sa Batangas, they're looking for managers, store managers. So ang criteria should be college graduate, and maybe I can give you their numbers, the contact person to call for application.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you po. Okay. And next question po is, we have question from audience, from Ms. Jasmine Samonte. Can you tell us what qualifications an airline company is searching for in a new graduate who wants to work as a flight attendant? So I think the the question is for Sir Nidas and Miss Ira. So, Miss Ira.
There. So, of course, it's good to see that the airline industry is recovering. Just to share with you, actually, last November, we've already started hiring again. But
Mm-hmm.
we committed to our retrenched cabin crew before that they will be prioritized when the skies open up again. So good to share that we've actually have them back and gained their wings again. So some are already flying right now. And as for new graduates or external hiring that we had, we're looking at probably later this year, hopefully. But right now also we are meeting the demands of the summer season, wherein more passengers are already confident to fly also. So we've been hiring other experienced cabin crew from different airlines as well who want to still continue in their profession. So there, just stay tuned as well with our career side, and we could also post on Jobs 180 in the future.
All right. Thank you, Miss Ira. And we have another question from Miss Jasmine. So the question is for Sir Nides. So for PAL, do you conduct virtual interviews for flight attendant position?
Is that for me?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Currently, we have not yet started hiring, so we haven't done anything. No, even we haven't tried virtual interviews. But personally, since I'm the one interviewing applicants for the FA position, I prefer to see our applicants personally. To see them in
Mm-hmm.
person, so we can get engaged, or we can connect with the interviewee, and also for us to really see what the applicant has to offer. So better to see them in person. But of course, now we will follow the safety protocols and keep everyone safe, no, especially our applicants. No, we want them to be safe. So, paisa-isa lang when we do that. We won't do our open day hirings just yet. No, siguro we will call them in for interview by schedule para hindi naman mag-converge sa office. So,
All
yun.
right.
So, no virtual interviews, personal, face-to-face interviews for me. Thank you.
Yeah, and you believe, Sir Nides, na mas effective po yung face-to-face interview po rather than virtual interview. Correct po. Okay, so for PAL applicants, mga gusto mag-apply, so who mas preferred daw ni Sir Nidas ang personal or personal applications, no? So face-to-face interview rather than the virtual interviews. Okay. Pero with Cebu Pack, okay naman sila, guys. Okay, so next question po. Ayan, so I think let's ask naman po Miss Mary. I'm sorry, Miss Mara. So the question is, how is the industry adapting to the new environment post-pandemic?
Okay, hello, good afternoon again. So, how we are adapting for the post-pandemic. So, since currently we're in alert level 1, so medyo mas maluwag compare sa last time. And we do face-to-face interview and we invite applicant here in our office na. So, actually, medyo nakakapanibago ulit. Pero mas exciting, mas mm, mas accommodating at saka wait, mas okay siya sa amin as HR kasi nakikita namin physically yung
Mm-mm.
okay.
So si Aspak po, back to office na din siya.
During pandemic, we're in the office naman. Medyo extend lang kami po ng mga satellites. Medyo nagkaroon ng mga barriers, pero we still here in the office po, on-site teamwork.
All right. Thank you, Miss Mara. And
And
now can we ask po, sir, I'm sorry po.
sige, sige.
Please
Okay lang.
continue, Miss
Continue,
Mara.
continue. No, it's okay. Continue na po.
Okay, sige pa. Sir Greg, so same question since isa po ang food industry sa mga naapektuhan ng pandemic po. So we would like to check po
Sorry, I
after the
didn't
pandemic.
get your last two statements. Yeah. What's that?
Yes, sir. How is the industry adapting to the new environment post-pandemic po? Kamusta
Actually,
na po ngayon ang food industry after pandemic?
admittedly, last 2 years was really we were hit hard with with the pandemic,
Mhm.
especially less people, if not parang especially pag may mataas ang alert level, walang lumalabas. So mahina talaga ang benta. But somehow, for the past 2 months, we've been doing great, and parang nasa 80 to 90% na yung sales namin from previous from pre-pandemic days. Yun, that's good. So, yun din, we were during those 2 years, we marami ding resign ng mga managers. So I believe some of our stores, some are looking for managers and some crews for for the store.
Mhm. Thank you, sir. Um, um, may mga stores po na na-place tama po for food industry. Pero parang bumawi po sila kasi may mga food delivery service na po tayo. Tama po, online. No? So, kamusta
Yes,
po
yes.
si Mang Inasal?
Actually, our delivery, okay naman siya. But we are more on actually, Mang Inasal is working out some promotions about deliveries for Mang Inasal. Marami kaming kinakam up ng mga mga way to for them to be able to order online. Unfortunately kasi sa Batangas walang Grab tsaka walang sa Lemery Batangas na yung stores ko. Walang Grab tsaka Food Panda. So that's one of the reason kaya mahina yung sa area ko. But sa Batangas area, I believe meron. Especially sa Lipa. And yun.
At least po, unti-unti, nakakabawi, bumabangon na po
Yes,
ulit ang food
salamat sa
industry.
Diyos naman na bumabalik-balik na.
Opo,
Yeah.
ayan. Thank you, sir. And of course, same question po para sa PAL Express and Cebu Pac. We all know po that airline industry was greatly affected by the pandemic po. No? Maraming sumikat na FAs po and piloto sa social media, especially TikTok po. Ang dami natin nakilala from PAL, from Cebu Pac na mga FAs, piloto expressing their heartbreaks about resigning, being retrenched po, no? Pero today po, kamusta na po ang airline industry after the pandemic? Actually, hindi pa nga po yata tapos pero at least bumaba na po yung case, no? Can we have po, Sir Nides?
For PAL and PALEX, we are still at siguro mga 40% pa lang of our pre-COVID operation. So slowly but surely, we are already increasing our flights. Kaya lang yung mga limitations na imposed by the different countries and by the LGUs, those are the showstoppers. But slowly but surely, we are already increasing our flights.
All right. Great po. And next po, Ms. Ira.
Yes, so like what you mentioned, no, the airline industry has been affected globally. But I think for the past year, it has been a year of recovery, at least for Cebu Pacific also, and hopefully for other airlines as well. We're bringing back the confidence of our passengers to travel again. which is why if you can see also no on our social media pages, we have been very active with our promotions also and giving them more flexible options to flying, especially with the changing times that we have no. And not just for our passengers and our frontliners like cabin crew and pilots, even with our own support group or the employees that we have. Before they were in the office and then we had to transition everything virtually. And the culture of Cebu Pacific kasi very, family centric, very fun, even when you see the brand no from our social media. And I can say that we've really adapted well even with the online environment that we have no to prioritize everyone's well-being, not just physically but also for our mental health. We continue to do activities that keep our employees engaged even we are working from home. But this April, we're adapting a hybrid work environment or work setup. So we're looking forward to a more collaborative space also for our employees, not just for our frontliners.
Thank you, Miss Ira. I remember parang it's Miss Jen Barangan po from Sebpak ba na talagang nakilala. I'm not sure if Sebpak po siya, Cebu Pak siya, no?
Yes.
Pero nung nag-return siya, sumikat siya, pero sobrang nasad siya after niyang tumigil, mag-fly. Pero it doesn't stop there, eh, 'di ba? Nag-try po siya ng ibang industry. Ngayon kilala na siya sa hosting and kung ano-ano pa. Ganun ka-flexible yung mga ano natin, multi-talented yung mga Filipino ano, after the pandemic po, no? So, thank you, Miss Ira. And okay, so we have another question from the audience from Sir Raymart De Silva. If an applicant failed on first try, can he or she apply again in the same airline? If so, can you share with us the gap or the timeline that applications will be open again for second timers? Sir Nides?
Definitely, you can reapply if you don't make it the first time. Actually, when I joined Philippine Airlines, the first time I applied, I was rejected. No, I was only able to apply again. No, after a year when they started hiring again. Ngayon, yung timeline. No, of course, for the first stage of the interviews, you can reapply after 6 months. No, better to do that para medyo makalimutan na ng interviewer yung mga kapalpakan na nagawa natin during the interview, no? Otherwise, they will remember it, tapos maano sa mind nila, ito yun. So, if you failed on that, diba, then most likely, magfe-fail ka na naman, no? But once you reach the point where you already took the online examination, since online siya, no, computerized siya, you have to wait for 1 year before you can reapply. So, ganun lang, no? Try and try until
Alright.
you succeed.
Tama po. Thank you, Sir Nides. And Miss Ira?
Yes, no, for cabin crew naman, like what I mentioned also, we are open to different types of people. Of course, we prioritize those who are retrenched and then those experienced cabin crew. But since we have a positive outlook for the industry already, no, that's something that we can look at. Hopefully, a bigger hiring events next time as well. In terms of course, you can try again and again. It's a learning experience for you as well, right? The first time that you tried, baka kinakabahan ka pa, or you want to get to know more about the company in the next try that you have, no. But one thing also is we're also open for you to explore other job opportunities, no. Maybe at this time, being a cabin crew is not yet for you. Maybe you want to explore the other side of customer service. No, we have some customer care agents for you to also gain knowledge about the industry, and then we're also then open to having you again if you're still interested. So for now, that's how our process is. No, and we're really exploring more ways to be more innovative in terms of our hiring for cabin crew, especially at this time.
All right. Thank you, Miss Ira. Thank you. And next question po is of course Miss Ira mentioned earlier din kanina na we are transitioning slowly po to hybrid type of work po, no? Yung work from home setup and then may office setup po, no? So parang ganun. Can we build or do we have better safety nets na po ba for the most vulnerable workers? Miss Mara?
Hello? Can you repeat
Should
the
I repeat
question?
the question po? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
We are transitioning slowly po to hybrid type of work. So paunti-unti meron na rin pong bumabalik po ng office po, no. So can we build or do we have better safety nets po for the most vulnerable workers?
Okay. So far, here in ASPAC, again, transitioning of workplace, hindi namin siya masyadong na-feel since we're working on-site.
Mm-hmm.
Yung more on work from home setup namin is operation, which is very little lang.
Mm-hmm.
With the safetyness, currently, medyo mas maluwag, pero syempre, we're practicing pa din po. We wear face masks all the time, and then when it comes to health declaration, we do as well. So that's for alert level 1, that's we're practicing here in ASPA pa rin. Pero yun nga po, medyo maluwag compared sa last time. Okay.
All right. Thank you. And Sir Greg, same question po.
Sorry. Can you again repeat the question?
All right, sir. Can we build or do we have better safety nets for the most vulnerable workers? Yung mga bumabalik na po sa atin, pumapasok na po, bumalik na sa kanilang trabaho. Siyempre po,
Yeah.
mayroong mga applicant or may mga employees na they are actually after po yung safety din nila, no? Kahit gusto rin po nilang magtrabaho.
Actually, we comply to all requirements of the LGUs. Somehow, yeah, yung safety protocols of all the mahigpit ang natin, no, ang grupo natin, especially sa Chalby group, Mang Inasal, Chowking, we were the first restaurant or first na implement ng mga safety protocols sa mga stores regarding sa we really somehow talagang tinututukan natin yung safety ng both of the customers and the store crews and managers.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sir Greg. And next question po for PAL and for Cebu Pac. So, as an applicant po, especially as a fresher po, one of the hardest skill po is good decision making. So, as an applicant applying for a same position in the same industry, like for example, I'm applying as a tourism or I'm an FA aspirant po and I'm applying both to PAL Express and Cebu Pac. Baka lang kung saan ako palare, di ba po? What are the things I must consider before taking the job offer in case nakapasa lang sa dalawang yon? Sir Lides?
How's that again?
Sorry, nawawala po ba? Okay, sorry. So, for example, sir, I'm applying both to PAL Express and Cebu Pac.
And Cebu
So,
Pacific.
syempre, Cebu Pacific. So, syempre, tinitingnan ko kung saan ako pala rin. So, what are the things po I must consider before taking the job offer
Okay.
in case lang nakapasa tayo?
Siguro, no, you're very lucky, no, if you pass both PAL Express and Cebu Pacific hiring process, no. Ngayon, maybe your consideration, maybe yung compensation, no, the benefit, and maybe the routes, no. If you are the type who would like to fly to Europe and the States and North America, you might consider, uh, PAL Philippine Airlines, no? Pero I'm sure eventually Cebu Pacific will also fly there, no? Pero ganun lang 'yan, no? Kung ano yung uh, priority mo, no? Is it the destination? Is it the compensation or is it the culture, no? Kasi iba-iba rin yung culture, no? You might be more at home in Cebu Pacific, or who knows, no? Maybe mas preferred mo yung Philippine Airlines. So, ang ano lang dito is you just have to choose, no? But definitely kahit saan ka pumunta, ako nga every time, no, in my webinars, in my talks, sinasabi ko yung for me, no, kasi I was once a cabin crew, no. To be a cabin crew in whatever airline is the best job in the world for me. No, so kahit saan yan, no, basta ang ano dun is where do you want to really apply, to really work with. Yan.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Miss Ira?
Ayun, agree with Sir Nides, no. You have to look at your priorities as well currently, no. If you're these are both Filipino companies, and these both help, Filipinos travel and have different kinds of opportunities, no, which is good. So congratulations if you'll get into both, no. But yeah, one thing at least for Cebu Pacific, no, for sure a lot of you, yun nga, you watch YouTube, you see TikTok videos of our cabin crew. For sure you have gotten a glimpse of how their lives are like, no. And I think some of them have also inspired some students to be flight attendants. So that is also one way, if that's something that if they are people that you look up to, and they are your role models, no, you might also want to consider being part of Cebu Pacific.
Opo, just to clear, ano lang po, I'm just daydreaming lang ako na kunwari
Oo
lang
nga, sir.
I'm applying both to PAL and Cebu PAC.
'Pag
Eh,
ano
kasi
na,
po
marami na
parang
talagang travel.
most of the people po kasi talaga 'pag, nasa stage ka ng adolescence or 'di ba puberty ka, gusto mag-FA, gusto kong mag-ano 'di ba po, yan, gusto kong kumikita ka na, libreng ano pa 'di ba po,
Masaya
travel.
pa.
So ayan, opo. Ayan. So, next question po. Thank you, Sir Ira, Sir Renides. Next question po is from Sir Adrian, from our audience, Sir Adrian Agding. So, I think the question is for Sir Greg. Sir Greg, the question is for you. How is the demand for culinary graduates?
Culinary means yung nagluluto, no? Okay, actually all our products are pre-mix na. Okay, you don't need to have a special skills for as long as you know how to follow instruction of grilling, timer, yung mga ganyan-ganyan, lipat-lipat. You don't need culinary skills.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, next question po from Miss SC Delisay. What advice can you give to us graduating students in terms of applying to our first real job, given the fact that some of us didn't have the experience of face-to-face on the job training because of the pandemic? Miss Mara.
SC Delisay.
Yes.
Some tips that I can give when you're applying on your first real job is first, comply with the pre-employment requirements. Kasi, since pandemic, we prioritized yung may mga ready requirements like SSS, pag-ibig, PhilHealth, number, and yung mga updated NBI, police clearance, cedula, barangay clearance. So, since for your first real job, medyo siya, makukuha mo siya free, right? Oo, merong parang binigay yung government natin na free yung payment for that. So, aside from that, for our graduating student, maging focused kayo on what do you want to be and what career that you want to be in the future. So, yun lang. Yun lang po.
All right, thank you, Miss Mara. So, a follow-up question, Miss Mara. So, actually, I'm curious po, with ASPAC po, no, if ASPAC, si ASPAC ba nagkaroon ng higher attrition rate pagdating nung pandemic po, no? So, may mga aplikante po ba na hindi tumutuloy sa kanilang application? May mga hindrances po ba? Bakit hindi nagpo-pursue ng application itong mga applicants na ito?
Yeah, mostly yung applicants hindi sila nagpo-push through kasi po pag nalalaman nila na on-site yung workplace. Minsan kasi since nag-pandemic tayo, mas gusto nila is work from home setup. So, doon pa lang parang nade-decline na yung pag-a-apply or hindi na sila tumutuloy. So, doon talaga kami medyo, since our company, our nature of our company is in logistics, so more on-site po talaga. Wala kami for work from home setup. Ayun.
All right.
So, yun,
Thank you.
pag nalalaman na yung setup namin, dun sa push through.
Since si ASPAC po, hindi pala siya opo ng work from home setup po. No? So, more on-site talaga siya. Sir Greg, same question, Sir Greg. What are the usual hindrances for apprehension of applicants why they don't continue their application?
Actually, marami din akong mga nag-a-apply pero minsan hindi sumusipot eh. So, siguro maraming options out there na siguro nag-a-apply sila at the same time tapos pipili lang sila yung most convenient for them. Yan. Tapos marami din nagpapa-interview after, there's an appointment, hindi rin, nag-ghosting. So, I don't know. Actually, most of them, yung mga fresh graduate, nagsasabit ng mga applications. Tapos pagkokontakin, hindi na maano. So, siguro bata pa sila. Yun yung sagot ko.
Totoo yan, Sir Greg. Ewan ko ba sa mga estudyante or sa mga aplikante today, ang ghosting talaga, hindi talaga yan sa magjowa na uso eh. Sa application talaga ang ghosting na uso. Ito yung sila yung mga atat na magkaroon ng trabaho, di ba? They submit applications, they look forward to interviews, pero pag nandyan na, di ba, walang niho.
Minsan may
Kahit
appointment na, may oras na kung ano oras darating. Pero meron din naman na sumisipot na karapat dapat naman din na ma-hire. Meron din talaga.
And sinabi mo rin, sir, di ba, na
select lang.
Na may mga aplikante na maraming options. Sana maraming options, no? Pero guys, if you cannot make it sa inyong interview or sa pinasahan niyo ng application, please, let the interviewer know. Please inform them po na hindi kayo matutuloy, na you have, diba, meron ng ganito, may job offer na nauna. Yes, sir, Greg. All right, thank you, sir. Do you have the same experience, Sir Nides, Miss Ira? Sir Nides po. Same question, sir.
Yung question, yung dalawa na yung questions, di ba? Yung advice saka yung ghosting.
Sir, yung na tayo sa usual hindrances or meron po bang hindi tumutuloy ng kanilang application?
Actually, meron din, no? Siguro dahil sa nervous nila, lalo pagka executive panel interview na with me, no? Pero siguro mga 99% they pursue their application kasi they really would like to become a cabin crew. We just had incidents wherein siguro a few during training or maybe after training, they have a change of heart. Siguro mga 2 o 3. That happens, no? Siguro they realize na this is not the job for them. But most often than not, if they apply for the position of an FA or cabin crew, they will pursue it. Yun. Wala kayong masyadong problema na kagaya ni Sir Greg na nag-ghosting.
Ayan. At least po. Thank you, Sir Nides. Miss Ira? Same question po?
Yes, I think similar to Sir Nides also, especially for cabin crew. I think more people, we have more inquiries than, falling out of candidates because they're really excited to be back. And even with our other positions as well, I think the HR team also sees to it that, the communication is constant so that they will be able to tell us what their situation is if ever they cannot make it. And then I think during the hiring of cabin crew also in the past month, some, for example, caught COVID, especially with the Omicron surge, no. But of course, they are still interested. So we are also looking for ways for them to, for example, be deployed in the next batch or provide other opportunities for them.
All right. Thank you, Miss Ira. Okay. Next question po is from Sir Raymart. Question, are you guys, or for ASPAC po, is ASPAC po more favorable to hiring applicants with experience?
It depends on the position namin. So, meron kaming mga entry level, which is mostly rank and file po. Entry level, so we don't need experience. But, uh, of course, dun po sa mga coordinator level yan, medyo nagre-require tayo with at least 1 year, 1 to 2 years experience po with that position po. So, yun. It depends on the position.
All right. It depends on the position. Thank you, Miss Mara. Sir Greg po, same question, sir.
Sorry. Biglang... what's the question? Do we...
Apo, yes, sir. So food industry, sir, are you more favorable to hiring applicants with experience po?
Not necessarily. Basta we can see their dedication, their malasakit, willing to learn, and have my hardworking attitude. Yeah, we don't need any experience. But somehow we would see siyempre sa resume, kung may leadership qualities, yun yung tinitignan namin, especially for being a manager. Kasi you'll be handling like 25 to 35 crew. So tapos in different shift, different area. So dapat marunong ka mag-handle sa kanila.
Okay. So thank you, Sir Greg. And same question po for Sir Nides.
For our airline, of course, for cabin crew position, entry level yan so no experience required. For the pilots, they should have yung flying time, no? They should have logged in certain number of hours, no, before they can be considered. For other positions, just like what Miss Mara said, depende, no? Kung entry level siya, let's say in accounting or HR, okay lang without experience kasi what you have learned from school, that should be enough to tide you over until you learn everything, no? What's important is for you to be teachable, no? Willing to learn. That's all we need, no? The good attitude, just like what Sir Greg said, no? Importante yung good attitude. And of course, no, leadership at any level naman, kailangan natin yung a person who has leadership qualities. I hope I answered the question, Ms. Joyce.
All right. Thank you, Sir Nidas. Yes. Miss Ira?
Yes, so I guess for Cebu Pacific, I can just focus on other positions than cabin crew and pilots, no? Of course, there are different levels of positions, and we have a lot of departments such as IT, marketing, engineering, no? So we're very open to different types of courses also, and not just on tourism, etc. But of course, as a fresh graduate, no, I think you don't underestimate the experiences that you have as a student. you're probably active in an organization, for example, even with the online setup. I think right now schools no have different kinds of they organize a lot of webinars, events, right? And probably you're helping with that. You're on the backstage, for example. That is something that's valuable for your resume that you could also apply with whatever work that you're applying for. No, the attitude that you gained from those experiences, or even outside of school, if you're for example, part of a church, wherein you're a member, and do different kinds of activities, that will definitely help it. So it's important not to just focus on your grades, on your academics, no. Right now, at I think industries and companies very competitive na talaga. So it's good that if you find something that you enjoy doing, you can start building on that even as a fresh graduate.
All right. Thank you, Miss Mara. And next question is from Surrey Mart, um, from audience. So, of course po, no, they are also curious or interested to know if there are po downsides po or disadvantages working in such industries like airline industries. Trinides.
Uh, Downside. If you will be in operations, no? Kunyari nasa support ka lang, kunyari HR, accounting, so medyo okay ba yan kasi 'di ba you will live a normal life, no?
Mm-hmm.
Monday to let's say Friday, Saturday, yan ang work mo. But when you are in operations like in ground, no, sa airport or in flight operations, pilot and cabin crew, and even kami mga head na of the departments, 24/7 na yan. So you should be willing and able to work or to be on call anytime, especially when there are incidents that we really have to attend to. So yun lang, no? What's important is you know what you're doing and you love what you're doing. So yun lang
All
naman,
right.
no? Kahit anong capacity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Pero meron po ba yung, for example, katulad na sinabi niyo po yung nasa operations or yung mga pilots, cabin crew, meron po ba yung medyo matagal yung flight, tapos matagal nakikita yung pamilya? May ganun po bang
Oh yeah,
instances?
oo. When I was still a cabin crew, I only spent siguro maximum of 8 days in a month, no? Most of the time I'm in the States or in Europe. So kaya nga we consider ourselves as living in the suitcase na, no, or in the hotel kasi uuwi lang kami just to replace, no, you leave the dirty clothes and replace them with fresh clothes, no, so that after 2 or 3 days we fly again, no. That's one of the parang yung trade off, no, of becoming a cabin crew or a pilot, no, kasi ako I know my son, no, I have only one child, no, and my son didn't even consider working for any airline, especially Philippine Airlines. When I asked him, sabi niya kasi he wants to be with his family during special occasions. So that's something na hindi ko nagawa, no? Kasi I fly most of the time. So that's a trade-off. Yun.
Ayan. So, ayan, nasagot po na ano. Nasagot po. How about Miss Ira po? Same question po.
Ayun. So I think one disadvantage, or it was inevitable naman, external factors, of course, especially
Mhm.
for the airlines, like what the pandemic has brought to us, no. So that is common, but I believe there's no perfect job. Whatever industry naman you're in, like what the others mentioned also, no, as long as you have the grit, you love what you do, and also depends on your current priorities, you'll be able to, surpass those disadvantages that you have. So it's good for you to probably look into what the company's vision is, 'di ba? If that aligns with your values and goals personally, that would really make you stay with the company regardless of kahit ilang pandemic pa yung dumaan, 'di ba? So, but hopefully none. And yun, will everyone will just continue to recover and embrace new ways of working. There.
All right. Thank you, Miss Ira. And last two questions. So second to the last question po is, what are the things to expect when it comes to their job search during or after this pandemic? Miss Mara?
What we will expect. So,
Yes, ma'am. What are the
um,
things to expect po when it comes to their job search?
okay. So, first, um, job search. Okay. Kami kasi, as employer, ang expectation namin is for applicant, ano. So, um, dun sila mag-apply sa position na gusto talaga nila. Okay? Then, for the applicant, dun sila ayun, yun nga, dun sila mag-apply sa talagang gusto nila. So, if mag-apply ka on or as a pilot, so, dapat gusto mo talaga yung pagpa-pilot. So, as an HR, syempre, tatawagan ka namin. Then, hindi mo pala gusto yung trabaho. So, parang hindi siya, parang disadvantage on both part. Parang nasasayang yung oras. Ano ba? What do we expect? Can I answer this again after after sila, sir?
Sure po, sure po.
Opo, so,
I'll
mag-ano
circle
lang
back
kami.
to you na lang, Miss Mara. Sure, Miss Mara. Sure, Miss Mara. Sir Greg, can you answer the question po? What are the things to expect when it comes to their job search during this pandemic?
Okay, yung nga, yung sinabi ni Miss Mara, you need to know what you're applying for. Actually, in our we are in a no restaurant industry, no food services, and the restaurant it's open Monday to Sunday. So, but of course, you'll be given 6 days, 6 days work, one day rest in 1 week. So, pero yung one day natin as a manager, as a crew, sometimes it falls not on a weekend as you wish, di ba? So yun, second, yung nga, know what you're applying for. If it's a restaurant business, dalawa lang yung kailangan nila malaman, no? They should be willing to work long hours. Siyempre, 8 hours. So beyond 8 hours is overtime. They're getting paid naman with overtime. Of course, they're getting paid regular holiday tsaka special holiday. Tapos second, in a restaurant business, you're dealing with people. So you need to know how to deal yung mga minsan masusungit, minsan So lagi kang of service, baka be understanding, bakit galit, And yun may malasakit. So
Mm.
So yun lang ko. Regarding sa job search, yun nga, nasabi ko na. Know what you're
All right.
what you're applying for. All right.
Thank you, Sir Craig. So, as an applicant po, syempre, di ba, we're checking po kung ano ba yung papasukin naming trabaho, culture ng company, ano ba yung benefits na makuha namin sa company, ano ba yung ganito, ganyan. So, thank you, Sir Craig. So, yun po. And of course, to end the session, and words of advice na lang, sir, ma'am, to encourage the graduating students who would be venturing out in these industries in the couple of months since graduating na po itong mga audience natin today. So, yun lang po, words of advice lang po, words of wisdom. Sir Nides?
First of all, thank you for inviting me. And for our future graduates, I congratulate you. You made it this far. Ang siguro parting words ko lang sa inyo is know what you really want, no? At pagka nag-decide na kayo, yun na, no? Walang ghosting, kasi nasabi nga ni Sir Greg, walang ghosting, no? Yung kailangan panindigan nyo talaga yan. And I expect competition, no? Kasi ang daming na-retrench at ang daming na rin na-graduate from 2020, 21, and now 22, no? So I suggest you really upskill, no? You really make improvements to yourself mag-aral kayo mabuti, add value to yourself by watching siguro mga YouTube videos that will add value to you, especially when it comes to building your self-confidence and all those things, no? Tsaka yun, magtingin na rin kayo ng mga videos on how to go through an interview, no? Kailangan makaano kayo na hanapin nyo yung edge nyo, no? You have to be really outstanding when you apply. Otherwise, kakainin kayo ng competition, no? So, when you show up for an interview, be ready, prepare, and be the best version of yourself. So, take this time, no? Habang nag-aaral pa kayo, to add value to yourself. And by the time you face your interviewer, I'm sure you will be ready. And I hope you succeed in your future career, and God bless all of you.
Thank you, Sir Nides. Si Sir Nides, parang mga kabataan niya, hindi talaga nakaramdam ng ghosting talaga si Sir Nides. Thank you, Sir Nides. And next po, let's have Miss Mara. Miss Mara, parting words na lang po, words of advice, encouragement po sa graduating students natin. Ayan. You're on mute, ma'am.
Hello. Okay.
Ayan,
So
yun.
for all of our graduating students, first, I would like to congratulate you in advance. So, piece of advice, mababago na po yung buhay niyo pag nagkaroon na kayo ng trabaho. Mamimiss niyo yung pag-aaral. Sabihin niyo na lang, nakakamiss na lang yung wala kang iniintinding bills, yung baon mo sa'yo lang. Alam niyo po yun, yung ganong thinking na sarili, yung assignment lang yung iniisip mo ngayon, trabaho, aside sa trabaho, yun nga yung pamilya mo. Kasi since you're graduated, you must, or you want to provide for yourself as well as your family. Diba? And then, aside from that, since you're working na rin po, or you're applying, please have goals in mind. So all successful people have goals in mind. So magkaroon tayo ng self-confidence sa sarili natin. While pag nandun na tayo sa interview na tayo, nag-a-apply na tayo. So let's impress them. Or let's impress yung mga makakausap natin or yung kakausap natin. Sorry, Miss, if medyo distracted ako right now. But katatapos lang ng meeting namin kanina. So, ayun lang po, yun lang. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss Mara. Thank you, ma'am. We understand, ma'am. Parang, parang gusto niyo sabihin na gusto niyo ulit bumalik ng pag-aaral mo. Katapos lang ng meeting. We understand, Miss Mara. We're on the same page. Ayan, sige po. Next, let's have Miss Ira.
Ayan. So thank you again to everyone, no, and to our graduating students. I guess don't put too much pressure on yourself as well. I think there are a lot of opportunities out there for you, and the right one will come. Hindi lang jowa. The right job will come for you, no. And what I think what's good with the online setup, no, unlike before that you really had to go to companies and submit your resumes physically and then just waiting for them to get back to you. Unlike now, there's LinkedIn, so probably you can start building on your profile there. No, a lot of companies, even globally, are there. So you can also read up on what type of companies they are, what positions they have, no, and even they also have their own career sites that you can explore, no. So at least you don't just apply for any job, but like what the other speakers also are keep telling everyone here, no, hopefully it's something that you would love doing, or it's something that is part of your goals as an individual. So yun, I advise that you just take your time to look into what you really want, assess yourself, and it's just your first job, no, you will learn more along the way. So don't underestimate your skills and learnings right now. So it really just comes with intention. Everything is also available online. Ayun, if you want to really build your skills and be more confident, ayun, you have access to all of these. So ayun, good luck everyone.
Totoo po. Thank you, Miss Ira. And of course, ang may sama ng loob sa mga ghoster, Sir Greg. Ayan. Let's have Sir
Okay.
Greg po. Words of wisdom, encouragement, sir.
Lahat ng sinabi ni Sir Leonidas, Sir Ira. So hindi ko na actually I agree to their tips, no. Idadagdag ko lang that time, time is precious. So once you graduate, there's you cannot go back time. So somehow you look ahead. So make sure that you don't waste your time. Kasi, kunyari, naghahanap pa ng trabaho, tapos, sobra ka mapili mo, baka mga 30, 40 ka na, naghahanap ka pa rin ng gusto mong trabaho, di ba? Parang, yun din, you have to use time of, yung wise of your time. And of course, the time of others. Yun lang. Siyempre, nasabi na nila, maging masipag, maging magalang, maging maging go learn, especially ngayon sa YouTube or sa online, you can learn through online. Yeah. So,
All right. Thank you so much, Sir Greg. So guys, if you're interested po to apply sa PAL Express Cebu Pacific ASPAC Philippines, you may submit your resume link at www.jobs180.com /Cebu Pacific for Cebu Pacific and jobs180.com www.jobs180.com /PAL Express for PAL Express, and for ASPAC Philippines, you may submit your resume link po at www.jobs180.com /ASPAC Philippines. All right, so thank you so much po. And before you go backstage po, meron pong certificate from LPU Batangas. So let me read po the citation. Ayan, the certificate of appreciation is given to Sir Nides, Ms. Ira, and Sir Greg for the invaluable contribution as guest speakers in the 4th Career Congress 2022 of Lyceum of the Philippines, University Batangas, held via virtual platform given this 24th day of March 2022, signed by Dr. Alex D. Ilagan, Director, Career Development, Alumni and Placement, Dr. Cecilia Siping, Vice President for Academic and Research, Mr. Frederick C. Badillo, Senior Vice President, VP for Finance. Thank you so much. Thank you so much po, Sir Nides, Ms. Ira, Sir Greg, for joining us, for sharing your knowledge and time for this session, afternoon. Maraming salamat po and ingat po.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. All right, so to officially close our program, may we invite Dr. Ryan Hiya, Dean, College of International Tourism and Hospitality Management, for the closing remarks.
Okay, thank you, Miss Joyce. Okay, mabuhay to everyone, to our Senior Vice President, Sir Eric Badillo, our Vice President for Academics and Research, Dr. Cecil Pring, Dr. Alex Ilagan, the Director of Career Development, Placement, and the Alumni Office, to able speakers, faculty members, our dear alumni, and of course, the CATHM student, a pleasant and blessed afternoon to all. So indeed, it was a fruitful afternoon. Okay, thank you for attending the 4th Career Congress 2022. This activity is a great initiative of the Career Development, Placement, and Alumni Office in partnership with jobs180.com. So this Congress is very timely because few months from now, our graduating student will be entering the real world of the industry. And for our alumni, the doors of career opportunities are now again opening in the tourism and hospitality industry. Indeed, it was a fruitful afternoon. I am very sure that we learned a lot from the discussion and sharings of our able speakers. Mr. Chua introduced and discussed about the ResumeLink or the next generation resume, I know you were enlightened on how to create an online resume, which is a great advantage both for employers and to applicants, especially now that we are in the digital world. And then Mr. Kevin shared the tips on the interview questions. Now applicants should be ready for a job interview, may it be in person, virtual, or phone interview. And I know you also get a lot of insights and realizations in the sharing of our industry experts regarding industry expectations. With all the learnings that you acquired this afternoon, we hope that this Congress made you more ready and excited to face the next chapter of your life in the hospitality and tourism industry. You know, this COVID 19 cannot stop us in our commitment to provide with quality and industry based education that will hone your knowledge, skills, and attitude to become a globally competitive and very much employable for you to achieve your dreams. Before I end, let me express my sincerest gratitude to our great speakers this afternoon, mga ma'am and sir. Maraming salamat. Mr. Kim Chu Wa, okay? Mr. Kevin, Mr. Leonidas, Mr. Greg, Miss Ira, and of course, Miss Mara. And maraming salamat po. I would like also to acknowledge and thank the people who made this event possible, the Career Development and Alumni Placement Office, headed by Dr. Alex Ilagan, and very hard-working staff of SIDAP, Miss Elaine and Miss Tonette. Also to our partner, jobs180.com, okay? And also to a very lively MC or moderators, Miss Joyce. Thank you. Great job po. Always in LPU Batangas, College of International Tourism and Hospitality Management, we are combining high-touch and high-tech services to reinvent the tourism and hospitality education in the next normal. Our dear students and alumni, we are always here at your service and ready to serve. Mabuhay po. Maraming salamat.
Thank you also. Thank you so much, Dr. Ryan Mejia. Maraming salamat po for collaborating with Jobs 180. Maraming salamat, sir.
My pleasure, ma'am. My pleasure.
Thank you po. All right, so there you have it, guys. We are done with the talk proper and successfully tackled all the topics assigned for today's session. Ayan, so lahat po yan. Okay, and also do not forget to evaluate this event for LPUB students. The link is flashed on your screen. Okay. You may scan to evaluate this event, this session. Please do not forget to evaluate. This will serve as your attendance for today's session. And of course, we would like to thank each one of you guys for staying all throughout the event. We hope that the webinar helps you be prepared in the world of work. Sabi nga ng mga speakers natin kanina, it's okay to fail. Just stand up and try again. Laban lang, guys, para sa ating mga pangarap. And of course, we would like to thank LPU Batangas, especially Dr. Alex Ilagan, Miss Ellie May, for collaborating again and again with Jobs 180. Thank you for trusting your events with Jobs 180. And of course, we would like to thank also the following sponsors for today's session. And for more career opportunities, you may visit our website, guys. It's www.jobs180.com. Okay, and these again, Jobs 180 is looking for following positions. So we are hiring for customer support and IT officer for web development. So if you're interested, please submit your resume link at jobs180.com/jobs180, or you may email us at info@jobs180.com if you have concerns or clarifications. Okay, so please watch out for the next set of webinars we are going to host for. Please check our Facebook page for the topics that will be discussed, and you are welcome, guys, to join in on those sessions too. So program is finally concluded. This is your host, Joyce Katakutan. We will see you soon and have a great afternoon. Ingat, everyone.
Change. It happens when you least expect it, but also when you embrace it. At Accenture, we help the world's biggest brands thrive through change. Our people combine technology and creativity, expertise and experience, learning and collaboration, passion and purpose. To make a difference for our clients, their customers, our company, and our communities. Behind every great change is a great human. Bring your skills, your curiosity, and your true self to your work every day. Let's do incredible things. Let's deliver on the promise of technology and human ingenuity.